power with Florida's most trusted solar team. With over 75,000 installations and an industry-leading 25-year warranty, SolarSource delivers experience that you can count on. Get your quote today. Go to solarsource.com/monsters.
Hey, y'all, it's me, Savannah, and Gatorland's 77th birthday is coming in hot. So join us for Gatorpalooza. Monsters in the Morning live on Friday, May 29th, Florida Man Challenge Saturday, May 30th, and the Dunk Tank Competition May 31st on Sunday. Live music, DJs, food, giveaways, and best of all, Florida residents get half off. Come celebrate Gator's birthday with us at Gatorpalooza. Laugh and make some memories.
Hey Orlando, Joe Rossi here for Greenway Kia. We've got 3 metro locations, meaning we have 3 times the inventory. All priced clearly online with Greenway all-in pricing. The price you see is the price you pay. No games, no additional fees, just total transparency. And that goes for your trade-in too. At Greenway Kia, over 40 dealerships bid for your trade, so you can be confident you're getting the best value possible for your trade-in. I'm Joe Rossi, and I want to see it in a Greenway Kia. Visit greenwaykias.com.
Negative equity refinanced. Expires 6/5/26.
Want to sell your home in as little as 14 days? Check out the Guaranteed Cash Offer program from the Nickley Group with Keller Williams Realty. Google the Nickley Group or visit thenickley.com.
If you want to buy or sell quickly, call Nickley.
We've all quit something before, like when you tried to learn Spanish, until you learned you couldn't roll your R's, or when you promised to hoop every weekend until you got clowned about that air ball. Some things in life are just easy to quit, but quitting cigars isn't. The high levels of nicotine in cigars make it hard to quit tobacco. We can help. Tobacco Free Florida offers free tools and services to help you stay smoke-free. You may be eligible to receive free nicotine patches, gum, or lozenges. Call 1-877-YOU-CAN now or visit tobaccofreeflorida.com.
Get this. Joey and me were supposed to go to this concert next week, right? But then something terrible happened. Joey was driving without a seatbelt. But he didn't wreck. No, he got pulled over. Now Joey has to pay for a seatbelt ticket instead of a concert ticket, and I have to go by myself. How lame is that? So Joey, if you're out there, you're an idiot. Wear your seatbelt or you'll get a ticket.
All across the country, cops are cracking down. Click it or ticket, day and night.
Funded by the Florida Department of Transportation.
I move mountains for a living. Literally. That means I don't carry hand lotion, and when it comes to serious heartburn, I don't mess around with anything but Rolaids. Rolaids' dual-active formula has calcium carbonate and magnesium hydroxide that relieves heartburn fast. Yeah, you heard right. 2 actives for that powerful relief. And the best part? The roll fits right here in my pocket, so I can get back to moving mountains.
Rolade spells powerful relief. Read each label. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Right now, Renewal by Andersen is giving Orlando homeowners the power to choose. For a limited time, pick the offer that works best for you. Take 20% off your entire window and door replacement project or enjoy 24 months of special financing. That's no money down, no payments, and no interest for 2 full years. You know that living in Central Florida means dealing with extreme heat, high humidity, and rising energy costs. And if your windows and doors aren't performing like they should, your home could be working against you and your wallet. Renewal by Andersen's energy-efficient replacement windows and doors are designed for Florida homes, helping keep your home cooler, cut drafts, and ease the strain on your AC system. Schedule a free in-home design consultation where their experts are going to guide you through the full replacement process from design to install. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to choose your savings today or stop by their showroom off of Lee Road in Winter Park. Restrictions apply. License number CGC 1527613.
For all your plumbing needs, go to modernpi.com.
Live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Got a question after an accident? Just call Mo. Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeart radio station. Guaranteed human.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, GRAND, G-R-A-N-D, GRAND. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm and answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers. The News Junkie is on. The best friends you never knew you had, running through the most viral stories of the day. The News Junkie starts now.
It is Tuesday, May 19th, 2026. Lots to get to today. From San Diego attack details to Ebola takes over Hantavirus headlines, and another wild e-bike fight goes viral online. Plus your calls, dispatches, emails, texts, and more. Hey there, C-Lane.
What's happening?
You're with us as well. You can send us a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com to join us on the show today. You can also watch the show on YouTube and twitch.tv/thenewsjunkie. Your message is rolling right into the studio in real time. And it is, friends, Share the Show Tuesday. That's right. That's when you share the show. Take a moment today to tell somebody about the News Junkie radio show, podcast, or live stream. Hit the like button if you don't mind. Just do a little something to share the show on a Share the Show Tuesday. How's everybody doing on a Tuesday?
I am pretty good, not bad. You?
Hanging in there. We got a lot to sort through today here on the show. Some, different things and surprises along the way. We'll see how it all goes. But let's start in a predictable way, C-Lane. Let's just put our ears to the ground, our fingers on the pulse, and let's see what's happening to this great, big, wide world of ours. You might recognize this man's face, C-Lane.
I know him.
Yes, he's going to get us started, because I think we can use a Tuesday, C-Lane's self-described worst day of the week. He hates Tuesdays. He's like Garfield, one day later. He's a delayed Garfield, as they say. It's one of his nicknames, actually. And delayed Garfield does not like Tuesdays. So I'm going to try to warm him up with our friend who's been on the show many times. Frankie McDonald just wanted to spread some happiness this morning, so he recorded himself laughing. And he really put a lot into it. Let's listen in. Get it out! Get it out there! It feels good. I think there's a form of yoga like this. I don't know
that there is.
Yeah, there's two types. There's one where you go up and scream. There's the one that Courtney does where they turn on the heat, and it's insane. And then there's the one where you laugh. You go up and you laugh as loud and as much as you can, and it's like the forced smile, your fake laugh. It makes you feel better.
This man can open his mouth.
He can.
Very wide.
There we go. Thank you, Frankie McDonald. All right, I want you to all repeat that wherever you are. Oh, it's hurt my throat a little bit. I'm not going to lie. I'm still a little under the weather. But thank you, Frankie McDonald. Love him. The best of the best. Follow him online, Frankie McD. You know where he is. We have to do a little bit of an update on a saga we've been following, C-Lane. So now's the time to work this in, if you don't mind. When I saw this story, I said, you would have thought at this point in time that people might just maybe be learning a lesson on these commencement speeches about mentioning AI.
No, come on, again?
Yeah. No one is learning their lesson. There's enough art kids out there. There's enough theater kids out there. There's enough anti-AA kids out there. They are booing them all everywhere.
Anti-AA?
Yeah.
There's a bunch of alcoholics out there?
Anti-AI. Anti-AI. Yeah. Not my people. The anti-AI people. And in this case, you had Scott Borchetta, who I guess is the CEO of Big Machine Records, which I think used to be Taylor Swift's record label, but I'm not positive on that. Scott Borchetta, CEO of Big Machine Records, he brought it up at a commencement speech. He started getting the boos too, and then he tried to fight back. This is the first person at the commencement speeches to get booed on the AI front that fought back. Let's see how it went for him.
Than in the 50 years prior. Streaming rewrote the economics. Social media rewrote the discovery model. AI is rewriting production as we sit here.
Ooh. Yep.
I know it. Deal with it.
You see where
deal with it.
I know. Deal with it. working in a deal. He sees the boos are coming out. Perhaps he heard the show. He heard the other people getting booed for the AI mentions at commencement speeches. And he said, I'm going to keep this in my speech, but what I got to do is I got to be ready. So I know, deal with it.
I know it. Deal with it. Like I said, it's a tool. Hey,
You're
like I
a
said,
tool.
you can hear me now or you can pay me later.
Huh? I don't know. I don't know if I get that. Like I said, you can hear me now or you can pay me later. Okay.
I mean, is there context to that we're missing out on?
Not that I know of. No. It's just you can hear me now or you can pay me later. I think he's getting ahead of himself with the sloganeering. But
Can pay me later. Hey, then do something about it, okay? It's a tool. Make it work for you. The things you learn.
All right, he tries to continue. He goes, do something about it, all right? Fine. It's a tool. Get used to it. Buy me now or pay me later. Did I get that wrong?
You can hear me now or pay me later. You said buy me now or pay me later.
I'm
You're
basically
putting
a prostitute.
Scott Borchetta on layaway.
I don't know why I went that route, but I'm basically a prostitute. That's true. But what's not true is that you can get away with this at these commencement speeches. Theater kids hate AI, all right? Art students hate AI. There's these anti-AI younger people who are all over these colleges, and they don't like it. And so you keep bringing it up. It's like all you have to do is not mention AI. Now, these people just keep stepping in it. For God's sake, there was a college. I think I have a clip of this. There was a college, C-Lane, where you know how they do the announcements of every single student? Sometimes it takes forever, too.
Yeah.
And they'll be at like a stadium, I think, sometimes, or like an arena. And they'll
My
go,
high school graduation was held in an arena.
Right. So like your school is so big that everybody gets to bring 5 guests or 6 guests. And because there's 1,000 kids, all of a sudden, that means you filled an arena, right? It's like it's a whole thing. And they can even make money on it and stuff. And they'll go, ladies and gentlemen, Christopher Dolores Lane with his bachelor's in fine arts. And, you know, Christopher Dolores Lane comes up. He tries to do something fun for his moment in the spotlight. But it's a lot of names, right? It's a lot of names to read out. So one college decided, instead of reading off all the names, let's have AI read off all the names.
That's ridiculous. Something could go wrong there.
Of course something could go wrong. And in fact, 7.7 million views later, it did go wrong. Let's listen in. Here it is.
Graduates, everyone who is standing, here's what's happening. We're using a new AI system as our reader.
Uh-oh.
Is this music added afterwards?
I don't know. I don't know if the AI, the hate AI clip movement, the clipper movement for hate AI is ramping it up, or if they had the dramatic music with the AI reading each name and it started malfunctioning and it wasn't reading people's names. And this lady, a human, had to go up and go, whoa, I think we made a mistake.
So that is a lesson learned for us.
Is it?
What we were able to do, though, is each of you were able to walk the stage and get a picture, which is what I would hope would be the most meaningful.
Let me tell you something. Normally I'd go, hey, this whole thing is just a giant waste of time. We're reading every student's name one by one. We go, but also a lot of these kids spent, number one, 4 years to get to this moment. Okay. Number one, they spent 4 years to get to this moment. Number two, doesn't the average college experience cost like $50,000, $60,000, $80,000 or more now in 2026?
I mean, when you factor in housing, if you are going to college away from your home, you factor in books, which are severely inflated price-wise.
Huge.
Sure.
Yeah, 100%. So now you go, well, everybody's going to come up here and get a moment for a photo. And isn't that what really matters here? No, what I want to do is I want to hear my name and I want my family to be able to clap. And I want, I want that. That's what I'm paying all of this money for. That's what the whole college experience comes down to. That's just crazy to me. They keep screwing up. The kids don't like the AI stuff, all right? For now, at least. They don't like it. So just remember that, because I think there's a couple of these left before it's wrapped up for the year.
I don't know if they've changed things up or added AI or anything, but like when I graduated, my school had this down to a science because there were so many people. We had to keep it moving.
Yeah, of
there
course.
was 2 name readers,
right,
and they alternated. And then, if you were next up, you went to the name reader that waved you over to him because the other person was and you whispered your name in their ear, your full name.
Oh, you did?
And then you kept walking and the guy read your name. Like he just repeated.
Did anybody do the bit that people do on the E.T. ride at Universal Studios where they ask you for your name and E.T. says it at the end, but you go like, Oliver Closeoff.
I don't know if they did that because I think we also had a piece of paper with our name on it. I don't remember, they might have had some ways of trying to keep people from any sort of Thomas foolery.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, when we played the clip yesterday of Shaquille O'Neal and it was like, Shaquille Charles Barkley sucks O'Neal. I was like, I wonder how did he pull that off?
Yeah, that is fantastic. All right, I have a clip and then a question for you to start off the show here today. The clip is from that guy over on Shark Tank, Mr. Wonderful. All right, Kevin O'Leary is his name. Kevin O'Leary, originally famous for Shark Tank stuff, now famous for he's trying to build like an AI data center, and people are against that because those things aren't popular in any neighborhoods, right? And so Kevin O'Leary is talking about Gen Z finances to bring it to the younger generation. Here's the clip that started.
Can't stand it when I see kids that are making $70,000 a year spending $28 for lunch. I mean, that's just stupid. It's just, think about that in the context of that being put into an index and making 8 to 10% a year for the next 50 years.
All right. So this guy says there's young people going out of the workforce. They're making $70,000 a year. And they're spending $28 on lunch. And this is a commentary on young people spending so much of their budgets on food delivery, DoorDash, Uber Eats, all of those things. And one of the top comments, 6.2 million views, is lunch just costs $28 now. Are they not supposed to eat? So this guy probably hate bait. You know what I mean? He's trying to outrage bait people here. Lunch just costs $28 now. Are they not supposed to eat? Says this person, SEAN, seen.
Lunch doesn't just cost $28, though.
That's what he said. He's like, look, lunches cost $28. What are they gonna? They not eat with? They're spending $28 on lunch because lunch costs $28. Here's what I want to figure out. What did you have for lunch today? All right, and what did it cost? That's what we want to know because we want to sort this out. We'll utilize the audience. I want to sort this out. Send us a dispatch. What did you have for lunch? What does it cost? And it doesn't matter if it was fast food. It doesn't matter if you brought something from home. Do a little itemization of it. Just tell us what you got, what you had for lunch, and what it costs. And we'll see if lunch does cost $28 a month. Maybe that's a real issue. We'll find out together.
I mean, $28 seems high for fast food unless you're getting it delivered.
That's a lot. I mean,
but it seems low for table service.
Right. Yeah, well, yeah, if you're going to sit down somewhere, I think they're just talking about grabbing a lunch for the day. And for me, I mean, look, the lunch I have, same lunch every day, sticky rice, chicken, and sriracha, right? Every single day, that with a bag of pretzels. My lunch cost, I know how much it costs because I've looked at it before. I get the sticky rice from Costco. I get the chicken from either Costco or Publix. And then obviously sriracha. It's about like $1.75 or $2 a day for my lunch. And I love it. It's the greatest thing ever. Why I work through this show, because later on, I don't eat for a long time during the day. But finally, when
You don't eat breakfast?
No, never, ever, unless I'm really hungover. Ardennis says, I spent $5 or $6 on a biggie bag from Wendy's. Well, you're coming in $22 under budget, according to these folks. I want to know, what did you have for lunch today, and what did it cost, so we can see if this sorts out, right? Let us know with your dispatches. You can be anonymous if you'd like over at thenewsjunkie.com. Quick break. When we come back, another fight over e-bikes. I got some emails coming in hot. We'll see what you have to say. It's a Share the Show Tuesday, and it's all coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call the law offices of Anajar.
Hello. Welcome to the show. Jay Noble says a $7 tender meal from Kroger includes 2 sides and a roll. 2 sides, tenders, and a roll for $7. $28 is too much if you're not sitting down somewhere. Red beans and rice with kielbasa under $3. At the bodega, a plate of rice and beans with a choice of meat for $11. Yeah, you see? Where are these people eating lunch in Manhattan? What's going on here? Arnott says, I average $15 when I eat out for lunch. Jeez. That's cheap. That's a good deal. We were going to have my husband's birthday, just order local, a nicer burger place. I was so shocked. $18 a burger. My work wife, BFF, brings all the salad stuff from home. $0 every weekday for my lunch. Lunch does not need to be expensive. All right? Breakfast and lunch, I've said this before on the show. Most people agreed with me because you're smart. Breakfast and lunch should be relatively cheap meals. That's my take. Breakfast is $0 to me. I never eat breakfast unless it's like Saturday or Sunday or something. I almost never eat breakfast. Lunch should be cheap. There's no reason to spend a whole bunch of money on lunch. You want something nice? Dinner. Spend some money on a nice dinner. Go somewhere good. Go get the good stuff. Steak, rice pilaf, and broccoli from home, $7. Not a single person at $28. At TNJAI, what's the average per diem for lunch in America? TNJAI, our internal AI, says the standard federal per diem for lunch in the United States is $19. $19. I don't eat lunch most days. I get to leave work earlier if I don't take a lunch. Interesting. I wonder what percentage of people would rather do 9 to 4 and skip lunch if they could get out an hour early. I wonder what percentage of people would take that offer. Because let's be real, there's 2 types of people out there. One, like me, I don't really care about rigid, structured times when I eat meals. I don't care that much. I will eat my first meal today at 3:30. I will eat my dinner tonight. We eat late. We eat later than almost all of you. We eat dinner at about 9:30 or so, right around there. So I don't care about those structured times. That's one type of person. But another type of person is, if they don't get their meal on time, they start getting angry as hell. I eat and work. I don't clock out. Nice. Sean, you tricked me. I saw Bootsy on chat today. She's alive. That's actually, it's a sweet thing. Her child has taken over the account as sort of like a tribute. You can tell it's more childlike, the posting now. But it's like a tribute and an honor to the memory of Bootsy Moonshine. R.I.P. And the tribute is that her child has taken over the account and vows to keep posting, which I think is so sweet. It's one of the nicest things I've heard of in a while. If I ate that late, I'd weigh 200 pounds. Oh boy. I'm gonna go to Costco, but so pretty cheap. Guys, hey, Courtney told me something, blew my mind. Okay, let me just check. Hold on, I want to confirm. Hey, hello? She gone? Hello? Oh. I'll just tell you. I think I know what it was. Courtney says they have chicken tenders at Costco. All right? She said Costco chicken tenders. I think it comes with fries or something. Costco chicken tenders. 1,650 calories. 1,650 calories. Is that how much it was for tenders at Costco?
5 of them with a dipping sauce.
No fries?
No.
Just chicken tenders and a dipping sauce.
Yeah.
1,650
The dipping sauce was kind of deep. It was like an inch and a half deep, but
That's not very deep.
maybe 2 inches.
Your inches are not good. How many? Show me what you think is 6 inches. Oh my gosh. That's not 6 inches.
What's 6 inches?
6 inches is like.
That's what I just did.
You did like this.
No. Oh my God! Shut the fuck up.
You did.
Shut up.
You just did it.
No, I did not.
How big is 6
you're
inches?
just lying.
How big is 6 inches? Do it. I'll go over and I'll go.
No, it's no.
Show me how you think it is.
I think it's like this.
Okay.
No, you just brought it out.
I didn't bring it.
Oh my fucking God.
That's how big it was. I put it right to yours,
No,
didn't
you
I?
didn't.
Yes,
Stop.
I did. She doesn't know how big 6 inches is.
You're a liar.
90 seconds. What are you doing?
About to stretch?
Right here?
No.
I could do anything you could do. Okay, never mind. You didn't win that battle. All right, folks, we're coming back right now. We are coming back right now on a Tuesday show for a Share the Show Tuesday. Yeah! Here we go.
Yacht Rock Radio on iHeartRadio drops anchor and goes commercial free every weekend. Weekends were made for smooth sailing. Yacht Rock Radio's got the soundtrack. Just sit back, put your feet up, and enjoy. The smoothest soft rock from the 70s and 80s.
Hey, let's do a 12 here.
Open the free iHeart app, search Yacht Rock, and set sail.
For all your plumbing needs, go to modernpi.com.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, GRAND. G-R-A-N-D. GRAND. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm and answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
Three best friends diving into the deep end of internet culture. This is
As we start following things as they're happening, we keep you updated with what's going on so you know everything you need to know. And one of the big things that's been going on out there is, without a doubt, the chaos. The chaos over these e-bikes in different cities continues. You've had people killed. You had some poor teenager smashed by, I think it was a truck, right? A week or so ago. And you've had a lot of other instances where people have been hurt. We had the instance in the neighborhood where the local security guy for the neighborhood HOA tried to stop the guy on the kid on the e-bike. And the kid was like, "Get your hands off me. You don't have any authority." And then they arrested the HOA security guard, and he's facing time behind bars.
He's facing a felony robbery charge because he snatched the phone out of the kid's hand.
Yeah, and that, like, I thought that was a little crazy, but like it's heating up. And I said my theory for this, not taking sides really on this particular issue, because my point is, if I was young, I would 1,000% be one of the many kids riding these e-bikes, riding the scooters, certainly around my neighborhood. I'd be begging my parents. I even did when I was a kid. They were gas powered back when I was a kid, the scooters, but now they're all electric. And I would be begging for one. So I'm not going to judge the young kids.
You had to mix it with oil, probably.
Oh, yeah. Like a little two-stroke or
something
whatever.
Like that, yeah.
So I would back then be so desperate to try to get anything like that. I know without a doubt, and I can't be hypocritical about this, I know that if I was a kid right now, I'd be dying for one of these e-bikes or e-scooters, and I think it was fun, and I think it was a level of like independence and freedom to drive it around. I'm just being real with you. That's what I would think. So I try to keep that in mind, but I also know I see them whizzing through my neighborhood. Everybody rides these things on the sidewalks, and it seems like you're not really supposed to do that. Sometimes there'll be a whole pack of them on the sidewalk, and I'm walking on the sidewalk, which is literally in the name.
Hey, I'm walking here.
Hey, I'm walking here. And they'll make me step off the sidewalk for them to cruise by in their gang of scooters. And, I don't want to fight with them and have some kind of problem, but these are the things that are boiling under the surface. And they're the things that cause these issues. The latest moment that's going viral is a couple who got into it with these young boys riding e-bikes. And now the mother wants felony charges for these people too. We're starting to fill the jails up with people resisting the e-bike takeover. I think I have the video here. Let's see if we can watch what happened in this interaction. Here we go.
Near Jupiter, where a mother says an elderly couple stole her 12-year-old son's e-bike and his friends while they stopped to go fish.
Okay.
Now she's urging the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office to pursue tougher charges. Video showing confrontation between a pair of teens and this couple near Jupiter.
All right, the kids have fishing poles. The older couple has both of their e-bikes. They're the kinds with the big fat tires on them that kind of look like a little motorcycle or something.
Right.
And the older
fatter the
couple
tires are getting, the more, the more it's starting to look less like an e-bike and a little more motorcycle-y.
Yeah, but I think, what the lesson should be here? Hey, if you don't like e-bikes or e-scooters or whatever, you can't just take people's stuff.
No.
You can't commandeer somebody's e-bike because you're mad about them. That's what these old people did. They're pissed off. I get it. You're boiling over. Like I said, this is the only thing I probably won't take a firm side on because I can understand what's going on here.
But because you're an older person does not put you in a position of authority.
No.
You can't just take people's property.
No, you can't. No, it's stealing. And that's what happened to the guy who was the HOA security guy.
It's stealing. It could be like the guy with the HOA, the guy in the gated community. You could end up it being a felony if you're robbing the person to their face, not just stealing it when it was parked somewhere. I'm assuming since these kids are in the video, probably taking the video, that this is very similar to the situation in the gated community.
Yeah.
So I would 100%, if I was the parent, want to pursue these elevated charges.
Yeah, and I know what they're going to say, C-Lane. They're going to go, well, they were cursing and they were being rude and disrespectful.
Doesn't matter.
You can't do anything about it because you don't like it like that.
If you want to go after the kids for whatever they did, fine. If there's a citation for riding these bikes on a sidewalk when they're supposed to be in the street, hit them with the citation. If there's some sort of fine for the bikes being too fast and needing a license, maybe pursue that.
Yeah.
But not without going after these people who take it upon themselves to be, neighborhood watch or, acting like they have some sort of power over you because you don't.
They're deputizing themselves and giving themselves the authority to commandeer stuff. I disagree with this dissent, though. Florida Scratcher on YouTube says, I don't get the problem. They're just a bike. They don't go any faster than what you can pedal a bike. Well, I would say on average, they're absolutely going faster than people pedal bikes. Can some people in the world of competitive biking pedal as fast as a lot of these e-bikes go? Sure. But what does that mean? That means that we would just ignore the fact that this is different in some way. Well, yeah, I think it is different. I think it's different than just pedal bikes riding around.
And I also think he's wrong. At least for the ones that I've been on, like the ones that you can rent downtown, the Lime bikes, they go 100%, like not 100%, like I'm not, they go faster, absolutely, than you would if you were just on a regular bike pedaling.
Then I could pedal for sure. Right? Yeah, like 100%. On average, these things are going faster, which is what I said.
Like, take your Lime bike and pedal this at the same speed you take a regular ass bicycle and pedal that, and the Lime bike is going faster. It's power assisted.
All right, let's see what else happens here.
Trying to assault my wife. He's not assaulting nothing.
Melissa tells me her son and his friend were fishing along Crown Quay Lane when Frederick and Deborah Minor came out of their home.
Oh,
They're trespassing. No one's trespassing. This is private property. That's private property.
According to investigators, the minors took the bikes to their driveway.
I got to tell everybody in a situation like this, the warning from me to you is, you are not the police. Please don't try to act like the police. When something is bothering you, call the police. Call whatever line you're supposed to call to complain about this. One of the greatest tools on planet Earth, we have it in our neighborhood. If you have a neighbor who, let's say, like their grass is out of control, or they're violating county ordinances in some way, or they're being too loud after hours, or, riding around too fast on e-bikes, there's an app where you can report these incidents. When they receive the reports of the incidences, they go over or they send a letter or whatever to the people. Then eventually the situation gets remedied. It's genius. It's great. And nobody knows you're reporting it. All right? Do I use it? No, I don't have this kind of time. But a lot of people do. And I think that that's the way to keep things copacetic in your neighborhood and handle these kind of problems like this. The family here, these old people, the oldos just grabbed the bikes.
The couple says they were moving them to the garage like they previously did with another teen caught fishing in the pond.
I couldn't believe that older people in their 70s would act that way. All they had to do was say, you're trespassing. We don't allow fishing here. This is a private HOA community. Could you please leave?
Deputies say when one of the teens...
Oh, hold on. I got the police report here. Mr. Addius attempted to grab the handlebars of his bicycle and take it back from Mr. Minter. I'm assuming that's the... Mr. Minor, excuse me. That's going to be confusing because I think that's the old guy. And while doing so, Mr. Minor slapped his hands away. All parties remained involved in a verbal dispute regarding the return of the bicycles. Both juveniles stated multiple times that they would have left the property if asked by Mr. and Mrs. Minor. Additionally, Mr. and Mrs. Minor, again, the old couple, made multiple statements that the bicycles no longer belonged to the juveniles due to their trespassing.
That's not how it works.
You can't do that. You can't. You know what? These are not yours anymore. Like, the world is not... The world's children are not your kids. And sometimes people forget this. They say this all that they'll be like, it takes a village to raise a child. Kiss my ass. The village isn't raising my child. I am, okay? Sometimes. And I think that so many times these people will be like, takes a village to raise a child, so we're going to punish him. We're taking their e-bikes away. No, you're not. You can't do that. They further stated they wanted to place the bicycles in their garage as they had previously done with another juvenile who was caught fishing in the lake.
These people need lawyers.
They do.
They need somebody to tell them to shut up because they are saying...
we do this all the time.
They made multiple statements that the bicycles no longer belong to the juveniles. Well, that was dumb. They further stated they wanted to put the stuff in their garage because they've done it before. Stupid.
Yeah, here's the best part, Celine. The two juveniles provided me, this is the officer, provided me with video recordings taken on their cell phones after Mr. and Mrs. Minor took possession of their e-bikes. The videos confirmed the statements made by both Mr. and Mrs. Minor about the juveniles. So it's like, hey, they ratted themselves out and the kids recorded it and they confirmed that what they said about themselves taking the e-bikes was true. They're screwed. You can't do this. You're not allowed to do this.
Back, Frederick slapped his hand away. And Frederick refused dispatch's several requests to return the bikes.
Did your son feel threatened or scared at any point?
He did, because he was not able to call me until after. Nobody has a right to put their hands on young children. Nobody has a right to steal other people's property.
Melissa is now pushing for harsher charges.
It should have been a felony.
Okay, so they want a felony charge. They want these old people tossed behind bars. They're in their 70s, mind you, okay? They want these old people in their 70s. We let hobos out 150 times when they're slicing the neighborhood apart and cutting people's faces up and shoving them in front of trains. But we're going to put the 70-year-olds for commandeering the e-bikes in jail. All right, that's where our society's at, but that's a whole nother thing. They want felony charges. Now, they're not alone in this. There are a lot of different things where people are starting to go, we need new rules. There's commissioners all over the place that are now starting with hearings about what do we need to do here? We need some sort of legislation to stop this from happening over and over again. The people, mostly older people, are angry about the younger people, mostly younger people, who are driving around on these e-scooters in their neighborhoods. And this is the result of all of that. So who's in the wrong? Should the old people go to jail? What do you think about all of this? I'd love to hear your take today. And there's two main ways you can join us on the show. Number one, you can go to thenewsjunkie.com and record a dispatch. I hope you sign up for an account. It takes like 2 seconds. And then if you see gifted subscriptions to secret shows, you can claim them real quick. But even if you don't, you could send an anonymous dispatch real quick. It takes a matter of seconds to send it over. Or email tips, TIPS, at thenewsjunkie.com. Speaking of that, a couple of emails real quick. Let's see what we got here. This is Ben in Daytona, Florida, who says, hey, News Junkie, excuse me, to retouch on the situation with the mail carrier yesterday. Oh, this was the woman who yelled at the mail person, the mailman who walked across her grass. And she says, do me a favor, get off my grass. And the mail carrier goes back on the sidewalk and then pulled out her mail and threw it on the grass in front of her. And this person, Ben in Daytona, says, hey, News Junkie, to retouch on that situation, you guys didn't take into account that this scenario was probably something that bothered this lady before, and she took it upon herself to be there at a delivery time and ambush this person with a bad attitude. I'm sure if she would have used the same opportunity to correct their behavior, like a rational adult, it would have gone differently on both parts. Longtime listener, Ben in Daytona. Thank you, Ben, for the email.
I don't know if I would call it an ambush. She and her partner, husband, some other guy in the background that we heard but did not see, it seemed to be some sort of situation where their garage was open and they were doing stuff.
Yeah.
And maybe they planned on doing stuff at that time that in the hopes to confront the mail guy, maybe not. But there was like a set of weights out in the driveway. There was a bunch of crap around.
They didn't seem like it was a setup to me.
It didn't seem like a setup, but I did make the point that I was like, it almost seems like we're missing something. Like the mail carrier's reaction was super aggro for just a quick confrontation about him walking on the lawn. So I'm like, I wonder if this is not their first interaction and they've had problems before, and this is just the only video we're seeing of this.
It could be. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We got more emails to get to here momentarily. We had a shooting in San Diego yesterday. I'll explain what happened there and go over the craziness that led to it. When a mother noticed her son was missing, her car was missing, and her guns were stolen. What happened after? That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Classic Alternative this weekend on Real Radio 104.1. Real Music Weekends are Classic Alternative.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner with a look at your forecast for Central Florida from the Fox 35 Storm Team. Today will be on the humid side, some morning showers giving way to drier conditions this afternoon. A breezy Atlantic flow. Our high temperature 89 degrees.
Hello, welcome behind the scenes. Skull Mike activated.
This report is sponsored by the
Cracktivated.
Insurance. Wait until you hear this. You could save hundreds by switching to AARP Auto Insurance from the Hartford. Visit trusthartford.com.
Skull Mike activated.
The Hartford Insurance Group pays royalty fees to AARP.
We also got to talk about TSA Gold Plus.
What if you could buy a flippable two-sided mattress made with the finest materials and cost less than other luxury brands? This is Greg Trzynski at the Original Mattress Factory, and this is exactly what you'll find with our new Orthos line.
I saw Trump said he called off the Iran attack. It's like, I called it off. I called off the Iran attack. And I was like, that seems strange. Because I imagine you were the person who was behind the attack plan, right? Like, you called off your own attack? It seems weird to call off your own attack, but I guess that's what happened. So, Trump's saying Iran has a couple of days. The threats keep kind of stacking up here. And Iran doesn't really seem... I don't know what the hell's going on in Iran. It's like dead silent over there. They still have a lot of a media shutdown going on. Still a lot of issues. We have not resolved any of this just yet. But that's a quick update as to where we're at on Iran and the United States and the sand wars. eFresh Rock says, somebody in my neighborhood page posted a video of a kid riding a bike that did a U-turn on their empty driveway. The person posted for parents to get a hold of their kids because it's dangerous for a kid to do this. Just turning around in their driveway? That doesn't seem like a big deal. What about Cuba? I saw yesterday, we'll do an update on this later, the sheriff in the Keys. The sheriff in the Keys was like, whoa, nothing to freak out about. We heard rumors from a news story that Cuba was going to drone attack the Keys. Everybody remain calm. Everything is okay right now. That is a tense situation if they actually believe that could happen. Is it crazy that I'm waiting to hear what Iran says to see what's actually true? Yes, that is crazy. Because if you think Iran is telling the truth, then you Dan, you have lost the plot. I hate to say it. But I don't think you believe that. Nobody's telling the truth, as per usual. Nobody's telling the truth. What's so dangerous about a U-turn in a driveway? Exactly. We will know if Cuba starts attacking us because it'll be a Cuban sandwich on Sean's roof that the Cuban drone dropped. You know, if we're going to be dropping Cuban sandwiches on my roof, just put it in a nice little baggie and set it by the front door. So at least I can have a delicious Cuban. You know what I mean? Those are delicious. Cubans, your sandwiches. I don't know if you get to eat them, but I sure like them. All right, we're coming back. Here we go.
Do not drive or use machinery until vision has recovered after an eye injection or exam. Ask your retina specialist how you can slow your GA with Izervay. To learn more, call 1-855-IZERVAY or go to izervay.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
Skip this. Tap that red talkback mic on the iHeartRadio app while listening to your favorite station.
You guys rock.
Instant feedback. And the best feature, if you mess up,
hopefully I'm sending these messages correctly.
Do it again. Leave a talkback now on the free iHeartRadio app.
Ready to upgrade to the perfect sleep setup? Let Mattress Firm's sleep experts guide you to the perfect bed at the Memorial Day sale. Top brands, ideal comfort, score unbeatable deals on both. Mattress Firm. They make sleep easy.
No one's really sure what all C-Lane's buttons actually do. This is the news.
Viral newsroom. Here's the deal. Ditch the same 6 songs, 3 songs, even over and over and over, and hang out with us here in the world's most viral newsroom. A shooting in San Diego yesterday has garnered a lot of headlines. Let's see what's going on. The craziest thing about this, I'll work through a couple of things here. The craziest thing about this shooting at this mosque in San Diego yesterday was this piece of information. San Diego police said the mother of one of the suspects, because apparently there were 2 teenagers who were working together to shoot up this mosque, and they ended up taking their own lives. And the mother of one of the suspects reported this morning that several of her weapons and her vehicle were missing, and her son was suicidal, and he was with a companion, and they were both dressed in camouflage. The mom called the cops and was like, hey, I don't know how many
problem.
Yeah, how many red flags do you need? The mom's like, "Hey, my son is missing. He's with his teenage friend. The vehicle that I have has been stolen by them. My son is suicidal, meaning he left behind some sort of note or something,
or just was dealing with depression in general. Maybe
it could be, but I think there was a note. In this case, they were both dressed in camouflage." And the cops go, all right, we're on the move. And the cops head out there, and they were actively looking for the teens when the shooting at this Islamic center ended up happening.
I mean, if she knew the son was suicidal, I think maybe the first thing would be getting rid of your weapons.
Yeah.
Or maybe, locking them in a safe that there's no way this kid could know the combination to, perhaps.
Yeah, I'll tell you, C-Lane, it's a little different now. Like when I was young, my father had a couple of rifles. He had 2 rifles in the closet at all times, and he had some rounds in there. I mean, some ammunition in there. And I knew that the guns were in there. They were zipped up in these gun cases, and I knew that they were like these nice rifles. But I never once, when I was younger, not one time, went and grabbed the gun or like put bullets in it or fired it off in the backyard. Or I never did that. I never touched my dad's gun because I was afraid my dad was going to beat my ass if I touched his gun. I was afraid if the cops came, they would put me in jail if I touched my dad's gun.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was afraid. Imagine this. I was afraid of a little thing called consequences. And I did not touch my parents' weapons.
What a concept.
Of course, I am not what these kids were, which is probably mentally a lunatic who was suicidal and hell-bent on just engaging in violence on the way out. But it's kind of crazy that now this happens in a different way. And if you're going to be a parent, you're going to have a gun around kids, especially. And I whenever they ask parents where they're like, were you surprised that your child shot up the school? I always hear the parents like, yes. Oh my God, I was shocked. I was stunned. And then you look at the history in the house. You look at the parent interacting with the child. You look at who the child was. You look at all the signs and red flags, and you go, the idea that you were surprised this happened, it makes me think you're dumb because it was obvious to everybody else. So when you look at your kid, I want you to look at your kid. All right, you got a teenage kid. I want you to look at your kid. Look them in the eyes and think to yourself, is there a chance that my kid is a school shooter? I think whether we want to admit it or not, we all have an answer to that. We're like, I think we know. I think we know more than we're willing to give up. Do they have a fascination with school shootings? Do they seem to have a lot of aggression? Are they bad at communicating? Do they have an obsession with weapons? Do they have an obsession with cult-like figures? Do they have an obsession with Columbine? Like, look at your kid. Just think, is my kid potentially a school shooter? We've had people email the show and they'll be like, hey, I don't want to say this on a dispatch, but 100% I think my kid could do this. If the school called and said my kid shot up the school, I wouldn't be surprised. So therefore, I make sure my stuff is locked down. Like, they don't know where the keys are to my guns. My gun safe is so secure.
I feel like we don't necessarily hear that from as many parents as, like, you know, another step a family member away. Like, yo, I think my nephew.
Yeah, maybe you can't look at it as honestly if it's that close to you.
Now, if I, you know, it's a little too early for me to start trying to make these determinations.
Is Jackson a school? No.
Especially since if I asked Jackson today if he wanted to shoot up a school, he would probably say yes. Because he says yes to everything. And it's a game that I like to play now because if I'm trying to, like, ask him what he did this day, I'm like, did you do this? Yes. Did you do this? Yeah. I'm like, you're just saying yes to everything. Did you and your grandmother do heroin today? Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
You know, it's brutal. If he started doing heroin with his grandma, you'd never know now because he's built into the bit.
There would be signs.
Probably. I want to go to an eyewitness at this Islamic center that these 2 teenagers unfortunately shot up because the mom sent out the warning, but the cops, they didn't know where they were going. Here's the eyewitness after the shooting happened.
We were having lunch, and I heard at least a dozen shots. They sounded like from a semi-automatic weapon.
Okay.
And then there was a pause, and then another dozen shots, and again a pause, and probably another dozen, so maybe around 30 shots. That's what we heard.
That's a lot.
Then I called 911 and
wait. I'm sorry. You heard at least 24 shots before you called 911?
We don't know what that was. It might have been a firework. You know, more and more go off. He's like, at this point, I think it's a shootout. And a shootout it was because there was an armed security guard who was a hero at this Islamic center who started firing back. This could have been so much worse. It could have been so much worse. But the armed security guard at the Islamic center started firing back, and the kids hauled ass. And this guy was the one who was close by.
They asked me if I saw a car speeding away from the mosque, which I didn't because I was inside the house.
Understandably, you didn't want to come outside at that point. You could tell these were not firecrackers. This was not some kind of a joke. This was a serious situation.
Yes, definitely sounded like gunshots. And we were concerned and putting our heads down inside the house.
Of course, yeah. So this is one of the witnesses as this happened in San Diego. Again, 2 teenagers. You'll learn all the things over the next couple of days. You'll probably learn they were obsessed with school shootings. You'll probably learn, a million different things about them. There's rumors galore right now, grain of salt, all this stuff. I already see the stuff. It's like one of them was trans or whatever. I don't know. Nobody knows. They have only released information about one of these kids who is on the wrestling team. It does look like they had a gas can with them. They found them and they took their own lives. And there was like a gas can that was photographed by them. It looked like it had 2 SS bolts, like the Nazi SS bolts on a gas can that was nearby them. So that's one thing that we've seen. Here is the police afterwards. Let's see what they had to say.
Because of the Islamic Center location, we are considering this a hate crime until it's not. And at this point, we're going to work closely with the FBI to make sure that we are matching all the resources that we need for this investigation.
So he said because of the place that they targeted, we're going to look at this like it was some sort of hate crime because of their targeting of this particular facility.
Until it's not.
Until it's not. There's another thing I can't even play for you. The mayor of San Diego. I guess somebody hates the mayor of San Diego. I don't know this guy. And the mayor of San Diego is giving a speech about this. Remember, this was a mass shooting at like some Islamic center. And as the mayor is giving his speech, he's being heckled by somebody who's saying F you over and over to him in the background. And I'm going, buddy, time and place. Like, if you hate the mayor and you want to heckle the mayor, by all means, heckle the mayor. Part of the job is getting heckled by some people when you're the mayor or you're somebody in charge like that. But if it's after a shooting, I can't play it because I think it's just I think we'll just hear the person cursing. So I'll skip that for now. Here's the Islamic Center director. This is the person in charge of this particular facility. Let's see what they had to say about this.
Good afternoon. My name is Taha Hassan. I'm the Imam and Director of the Islamic Center of San Diego. I know it's time of sorrow, time of sadness. We have never experienced a tragedy like this before. And at this moment, all what I can say is sending our prayers and standing in solidarity with all the families in our community here. And also the other mosques and all the places of worship in our beautiful city should always be protected. It is
true,
extremely outrageous to target a place of worship.
Yeah, of course. I mean, and I think anybody with a brain agrees. Every sane individual is saying this is nutso. Everybody with a brain knows what's going on here. These kids, to a point, doesn't matter who they are, doesn't matter what's going on. They're almost always radicalized online. They're radicalized on the internet. They find stuff online. They get obsessed over it. It's why, as a parent, the best thing you can do, 100%, the best thing you can do is spend time with your kid, know what they're doing with their time, know what they're interested in, what are they obsessing over. Don't be like, oh, today was nice. He just stayed in his room all day. He didn't bother me at all.
Lucky.
Meanwhile, he's reading every manifesto he can get his hands on. You know what I mean? Like this is what happens. They go online. They get radicalized every time. That is one of the biggest differences between the 1980s, when I was a very, very, very young kid, and there were almost no school shootings. All right? Almost no school shootings in the 1980s. It was a very rare occurrence. And then now, school shootings and mass shootings and these kind of things have become much more commonplace. Why? Because people get radicalized online, on the internet. Young kids get radicalized online on the internet. We probably have the same amount of guns we had then. Most stuff in culture is almost exactly the same.
It was harder back in the 80s. You had to radicalize people in person.
You did,
you
yes.
Had to do face-to-face radicalization.
Legitimately, you did. You didn't have some place to go to where people could go, hey, we all agree we're in this tiny little silo and we radicalize people more and more and more. You got to know what your kid is doing.
Yeah, my
especially
security
online.
guard was a father of 8.
Are you serious? Jeez.
That's insane.
And if that guy wouldn't have stepped up, he lost his life, I believe, right?
He did, yeah.
And he was one of the people who died. Yeah, I mean, I think that what happens here is these kids just end up falling down the rabbit holes one after another, and from there they end up getting radicalized. They end up in these silos. They end up with weirdos and antisocial kids online everywhere else. And it just pumps out people like this. It's unbelievable. Okay, back in Sean's day, you had to read to be radicalized. That's true, yeah. I mean, the only thing you had back then was Anarchist Cookbook or something. You could read something like that to sort of get you riled up, but it just didn't happen now.
I feel like, wasn't that just a bunch of different, like, recipes to make devices for free phone calls and bombs?
100%. Now, but now... Boy, can you find it all, and you can get radicalized by it fast. Let us know what you think. Send us a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com, thenewsjunkie.com. Somebody had a crazy freak death the other day, and Courtney always tells me this is going to happen to me. She says, this is going to happen to you. This is how you're going to die. And I disagree with her, obviously, but I want to throw
Poison
this story
sticky
at
rice.
We'll find out. I'm going to throw this story at you, and you tell me if you do this, and if it could be the way that you die too. As we read this story, it's an interesting one. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
The Orlando Fringe is happening now, and we want to give Fringe performers the chance to promote their shows using the Talkback feature on the free iHeart.
Hey-o! Folks, let's see if we can get some gifted subs rolling in for Secret Shows to kick the week off. On Thursday on Secret Shows, I will be wearing a live heart monitor as I face various questions that you email in and other tasks and the live chat to try to get my heart rate to elevate. All right, and you'll be able to watch live on the stream. You'll be able to see what my heart rate is in real time with this monitor on the stream for Secret Shows on Thursday. Let's see if we can get some action going. Go hit that gift icon on thenewsjunkie.com. Nicole says, I blame the news. Bootsy says, oh, that is going to get mean. Maybe. We'll see. I got the thing.
Old single-pane aluminum windows. It's time for the upgrade. Time to protect your home with Reese windows and doors.
I got the Cuspo. Tracks your heart rate in real time. And then I hook it up to this service that we have. And on our stream, you'll be able to see a beating heart with a live heart rate. And you'll be able to see my heart rate as all this goes on. It should be fun. It's going to be wild. It's going to be interesting. Going to be interesting.
Because it's going to be protected and you got that lifetime guarantee. So get your free quote today by going to reecewindows.com. That's REECE
Well, damn, Sean, I won't be able to watch it then. It'll be too funny, and I can't really laugh right now. Why can't you laugh right now? What's going on, bud? Why can't you laugh? Hey, Barbara. I'm doing good. You good? Luckily, Sean is close to ORMC. Thank God. If things get too out of control. Step on a thumbtack to beat it? No, you got it wrong. If I step on a thumbtack, my heart rate is just going to go up, isn't it? I'd be like, oh, damn. I'm stepping on a thumbtack. Another great reason for you to sign up for Secret Shows over at thenewsjunkie.com right now. Show your love, show your support, and get an almost endless well of Secret Shows. Coming up on 500 of them. And there's some buzz of doing a live event for Secret Shows 500 just for Secret Shows subscribers. All right? Just found cancer and it's on my inner cheek right between my two teeth. Laughing hurts. Oh, damn. On your inner cheek between your teeth? Oh. That sounds like, obviously you're sure. That just sounds like when you bite your cheek on accident and then it starts bothering you right in that space. That's tough, man. I'm sorry to hear that. Dang it, mods, I almost got to read that. I don't even know what they got. I don't even know what they nuked. Stand by. Take a moment, hit that like button. Over on YouTube, hit that like button to support the stream. 71 likes, we need to up those numbers. Make a noise when you hit the like button. Hit it and then make your favorite sound effect noise.
If you have geographic atrophy, or GA, subtle changes in vision could mean it's progressing toward irreversible vision loss. Izervay is proven to slow GA progression.
Strange.
Help preserve your vision for
It was a strange one.
seeing the world around you.
'Twas a strange one.
Is an eye injection. Don't take it.
Kurt says it's Nightbot being overly sensitive because the band Wordless has needed massaging for quite a while. Nightbot in general needs work. I mean, Nightbot is like I keep seeing like Nightbot is having problems. Now I could build my own, which is probably an option, but I have too much stuff that I'm building right now, so I have to do that later on. I will put it on my radar to work on Nightbot a bit. Hold on. Nightbot work. Okay, I got it. 1 minute, we're coming back. I will work on that, I promise. I'll give you my word. We're coming back now. Here we go.
Trophy events and over $400,000 in guaranteed prize pools. It begins with the $100,000 guaranteed kickoff no limit hold'em event and continues with bounty tournaments, seniors events, and pot limit Omaha action, culminating with the $200,000 guaranteed monster stack main event. Build a stack, chase a trophy, and be part of the action. Visit orangecitypoker.com for further details.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisor. Visit TrajanWealth.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Need help after an accident? Just call Mo. Learn more at JustCallMo.com or call 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeart radio station guaranteed human.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. WIN. W-I-N. WIN. Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
Join in on the chaos. We eagerly await your dispatch. This is the...
Of course, as you might imagine, I think she's wrong. You know, I'm okay with the risks that I take. There's not a ton of them, but I'll tell you what it is in just a second here. Learn more about the show over on the website, which is thenewsjunkie.com. See, Lane, if you're walking around, all right, let's say you're walking around town and you're spending some time with your lovely wife. You got Jackson in tow and all of that stuff. And as you're walking down a street, you see like a manhole. All right? Or a sewer grate, either one of those things.
Why isn't he wearing pants? That
you
manhole.
see a manhole in the ground. You know, like the kind of New York City the Ninja Turtles live under. If you see one of those, if you see a sewer grate or a manhole, and it's right directly in your line of walking, do you go around it? jump over it or simply walk right over the top of it?
Probably walk over the top of it.
Okay, same. That's what I do. Courtney thinks I am a legitimate lunatic for doing this. I do it almost every day, and it freaks her out every single time.
Do you ever jump on it just to mess with her?
I did it in the last week, okay? where she'll go, don't do it this time. You got to be careful. You're going to fall through, and you're going to get really hurt, Sean. And I'll go, oh, okay, I'm sorry. I don't want to upset you like that. And then I'll run full speed and jump on it like a 2-year-old or something. And she'll be like, it's going to be the death of you. This is going to be a problem. You're going to do it. And I'll walk over the manholes and all of these things just like it's no threat at all, because I don't think there's much of a threat from this. But then a story like this pops up. Let me see if I can bring this up in front of me here.
I knew a kid growing up that was like afraid of those. Like
we're afraid of like the manholes and the grates and
more
stuff?
so the sewer grate than the manhole. I think that the fear of the sewer grate is a lot more rational than the fear of a manhole.
Why?
Because you can see underneath it.
Okay.
Like, for example, would you be somebody who would go to one of those high rises where they let you out on the ledge and kind of look over, like the box in the Sears Tower or Willis Tower?
Not willingly. No, not willingly. I don't think so.
Right. Because you can see down to the ground and it gives you that kind of, yeah. So I think it's a little more rational to be weary of the sewer grate. Plus, and I think that this is kind of a 1 in 1,000, not 1 in a million thing. This happens, but I think it's kind of rare. There is a risk of dropping something in there.
Mm-hmm.
And
you could.
And usually it's something small but important, like your car keys. And then
or your ring.
Sure. And then how are you going to get that out? Because you can't just pull that thing off the ground.
No, they're pretty heavy, I think. But Courtney always freaks out when I walk over the top of these things. I think most people do. I think I'm in the norm here. Maybe I'm not. Let me know. But the story from the Daily News says, woman steps into open manhole in Midtown Manhattan and falls to her death, which is not going to be good for me, because she's going to read this, she's going to hear it on the show and go, what the hell? A 56-year-old woman died after she fell into an open manhole in New York City. Con Edison said it wasn't clear why the utilities manhole wasn't covered during this 11:20 p.m. incident. Or maybe somebody was living down there, remember? There's people who live under the streets, at least in Los Angeles.
A gang of, karate crime-fighting turtles.
Could be, right? The woman stepped out of her parked Mercedes-Benz before stepping into the manhole only a moment later. Oh, God. Hang on, is there a report on this? Yeah, there is. This woman stepped right out of her car to take on the day and the world, or the night in this case. Here you go. And let's see what they say happened here to this lady. Let's go back here. Here it is.
Tragic in Manhattan. A woman died when she got out of her car and fell into an open manhole. You heard it right, in Midtown.
Why was it open?
Oh, God. Look. Her car, her Mercedes, is parked on the side of the road. She literally parked right by the manhole and stepped direct. She was like getting out of her car, right in, like in Mario when you go into the green tubes. Yeah, she stepped. It was literally, she kicked open her door, and the manhole is immediately outside of her door. So this would be the thing where Courtney goes, what are you doing, Sean? Why do you walk on these things? It's dangerous.
Police say the 56-year-old victim is from Briarcliff Manor in Westchester County. She fell about 10 feet after stepping out of her parked car near East 52nd Street and 5th Avenue last night.
All right, let me stop right here for just a second. Do you think this is a common experience that if you fall in a manhole, if like you fell in that, it would go 10 feet down?
I mean, I think it really would depend on, I think it would differ based on what size pipes are underneath you. But this seems to be a main thoroughfare in Manhattan. What did they say, Midtown?
Yeah. I guess like in our neighborhood, I wouldn't expect the manhole to go down 10 feet, but maybe I wouldn't expect it in New York City either. I don't know. Here, let's see.
Why, how, Con Edison is investigating it all. Eyewitness News reporter Lindsay Tuckman has more.
God, she just stepped right into it.
Family members of the victim were here earlier this morning sharing hugs and tears and really telling us that they want answers after this nightmare of a situation. And now Con Edison is investigating how a woman fell into an open manhole, plunging to her death.
Well, I mean, we know how she did it. She just opened the door and it was right there and she just fell straight down 10 feet. What we want to know is why there wasn't a manhole on it.
This is the manhole behind me here. It has since been covered since the accident occurred, but you could still see steam rising from several manholes on East 52nd Street here near 5th Avenue, as well as emergency items left behind from the accident. According to police, it all happened just before 11:20 p.m. last night. There was a very large emergency presence. Officials say a 56-year-old woman who is from Briarcliff Manor had been driving her Mercedes-Benz SUV in the area and had just finished parking on 52nd Street. She fell an astonishing 10 feet, and she was rushed to the hospital after emergency crews were able to extricate her, but she was pronounced dead when she arrived.
Jesus, man. Like, these are those things you just don't think about, unless you're Courtney, apparently. I would think this is never going to happen. Like, this is not a significant and serious risk. I literally jump on these things all the time. I don't mind.
They're safe when they're covered.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope so. It makes me question it right now. I wonder if her family has a case. It would seem like there's a case there,
yeah,
right?
It seems like there would be because there's probably some criminal negligence there that has now led to a fatality. I think also, like, I wonder how anybody knew she got down there. Like, if nobody saw this, like, there's so much happening in New York City that you could have somebody fall down a manhole and not even realize it happened.
That's true. Yeah, you might just be like, well, okay.
Was she screaming down there? Or?
Oh, God. Like, I'm down here. Like, she's still barely with it. 10 feet is crazy. And they said there was steam coming out. So is it pretty hot down there, I would imagine?
Yeah, there's always steam coming from the grates and stuff down there.
So it's like, it's like cooking
kind
hot.
of stinky and, musty.
That's weird. All right, let us know what you think. Send us a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com. We'll get into those in a moment.
Now,
tips at thenewsjunkie.com. Somebody emailed Subjunkies on the e-bike topic. For the past month or so, there's been a couple of reviews of new e-bikes that are coming in. They have pedals on them, and they're governed to only do 20 or something miles an hour, whatever the law is on most states, or in most states. But it's also able to be unlocked. So you can unlock these e-bikes, and that's what a lot of these kids are doing, this person says. And when you unlock them, they can go... Is this true? When you unlock them, they could go 70 miles an hour. I don't know about that. That seems 70 is kind of crazy. These Chinese manufacturers have caught on to what's going on, and they basically made a sleeper e-bike that kids can unlock, he says. What were you going to say, Sealine?
I was talking about the manhole thing. We came upon an open hole downtown one time. Remember after secret shows?
Yes, we did. Yeah. We were literally a hole into the ground we could look into.
It wasn't like sewer size. It was definitely, you could have fallen into it. It was big enough to fall into. And I don't know if it was 10 feet, because 10 feet seems like a lot, especially where we live.
Yeah.
But it definitely looked like if we hadn't seen it, I don't remember there being any sort of like cone or warning next to it, but it looked like if we hadn't seen it, it could have messed you up really bad, that fall. Just hitting the sides or hitting something on the way down. I mean, it would have been not good for whoever could have fallen in there.
And people were drunk walking around at that time. I remember looking at it.
Because it was right outside the pizza place that people go to at the end of the night when they're wasted.
Exactly. All right, couple of dispatches real quick. Let's work those in. Here's Chris talking about manholes.
Hey, junkies.
Hey.
Plumber man, local here in Brevard County. There's manholes over here. They're over 20 foot deep.
Woo. Really?
I'm with you, Sean. I jump them down them all day long, but, one guy just don't put it in quite right. Watch out. Crash and burn to the bottom of the poop hole.
The what?
You have a great day.
He says 20 feet down for some of those? That sounds like a lot. But more people are saying that. Here's Blonde.
So manholes can go anywhere from 10 to even 20 feet. It just depends on the neck of the manhole and how deep the actual manhole is. And hopefully there was some water in it to break her fall, but if not, that's got to hurt.
Yeah.
How much water?
Yeah, I mean, how much could have possibly been in there? It wouldn't have been enough. And clearly it wasn't. She died. I mean, the lady did not survive any of this. Here is, let's go over to Dr. Rob, who says, you're not special.
Good morning, junkies.
Hey.
It seems like the world is getting crazier and crazier. Kids don't think there are any consequences. Now we have old codgers thinking that they don't have consequences.
Codgers.
Everybody thinks they're a little more important than what they are. We just all need to chill and do a little bit of that sweet, sweet cocaine.
I don't know if that's going to fix it, sir. Thank you. I know that you're a doctor.
Doesn't seem to make people that chill.
No, that has the opposite effect sometimes. And if you do enough of it, you might be searching for manholes to go down or people to shoot, for that matter. I'm not sure if this is going to fix anything for us, but we appreciate the dispatch nonetheless, and we await yours, friend, over at thenewsjunkie.com, thenewsjunkie.com. Chris emails tips@thenewsjunkie.com. It says, when I first met my wife, she used to go out of her way to not walk on a manhole cover or on grates. When I finally asked her about it, she told me when she was younger, her dad fell into one just walking over it. Luckily, he wasn't hurt too bad, but it scarred her for life, and she won't walk over one even to this day. That didn't even happen to Courtney. She's got no reason, but she's like, you are risking life and limb. And it's my only way to seem like I'm an outlaw around Courtney, or like to seem like I'm a wild daredevil. So I'll go, look at this manhole. I'm standing on it like I don't even care about my life right now. So I think that's kind of what keeps her excited around here, if you were wondering.
She thinks her last words are going to be like, look, everything is okay.
20 feet down. Yeah. If I do that, everybody should just leave me down there. That's where I deserve to be, in the sewers anyways. That's where I deserve to lay rest for the rest of days.
Don't even bring you up your dead body to bury it somewhere? Just
leave me down there. Just leave me down there. Cat Butthole asked TNJAI, our internal AI, how many people are killed annually by falling through manholes? Specific global statistics on deaths from falling into manholes are scarce, TNJAI says. In the U.S., data from 1992 to 1998 indicates an average of 61 worker fatalities annually due to falls through roof and floor openings, which would include manholes. Yeah, I would think it's pretty rare. I would, but I want to know, do you walk around those? Do you go right over them like I do? This is a freak accident, but does it change anything about the way you think about this? Let us know. Send us a dispatch at thenewsjunkie.com. When we come back, I'm just going to say it. We're going back on a plane, all right? I'm just going to say it. I'll get ahead of it. Mm-hmm. We're doing that when we come back, and that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Robots don't overshare. We do. Perhaps a little too often. Real Radio 104.1, guaranteed human.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you'll need.
There's a couple accidents that might be still causing you some trouble. Florida's Turnpike southbound before Oakland Exchange. 2 left lanes are blocked. Traffic's backed up from Hancock Road. I-4 eastbound stop and go due to an accident over St. John's River Bridge. The left lane's only getting by. 2 right lanes are blocked there. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-67.
Hello. Welcome to the show. That was the hole.
Is today's real estate climate still favorable for sellers?
Save Orlando. Fix it.
Crazy, right? Bit of a hero myself. Hi, Cyclone Ranger. Cyclone Ranger, if you want to summon TNJAI in TNJ chat, you do !TNJAI and then ask your question.
All right, exclamation point TNJAI. Missy says, it's no fun when you claim the plane, Sean. Hey. Every once in a while, I'm going to take one from you like that. I'm going to do that. When I realize beforehand. Dan, that's a people eater? Sure was. Sewer gas is deadly? Brandon says, did you get TTS working? Of course I did, Brandon. You want me to turn it over to TTS? All right. You got it, buddy. Right now, I'm going to turn it over to TTS for people on chat.thenewsjunkie.com. Let's see. We get chat TTS open. All right. Volume up. If there's any chat messages incoming on TNJ chat, available at chat.thenewsjunkie.com, I will play them back text to speech for you. Okay? Looks like we got one coming in. See what we have?
Bootsy Moonshine says, Sean is a manhole filler.
Okay.
Catbutthole_ says, hello.
You know what the funniest part of that is? The underscore. That is the funniest part of that to me. Hello?
Hi.
Hi. What are you doing?
Nothing.
Seems like you're taking your shorts off.
No, there's a hole.
That's a pocket. Oh, no, it's not a pocket. It's a hole.
It's for air to go through.
Oh, it's an air hole?
Yes.
I'm not going on the air hole. Maybe I'm not going fast enough?
Maybe.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. See you later.
Bye.
Bye. See here.
Kurt says, tits.
You know, every time I do this, I create some sort of technology to allow something fun. Every time I do it, and then I go, let's try it. This is what I get.
Kurt says, I just got propositioned by a hooker at work, and it was just okay.
Okay.
Man Kickin' says, TMJI, how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
All right.
Center Cut Bacon says, I say we should all love our dear leader Sean Wasson and pay him respect.
Thank you. Finally. Finally, somebody with some sense around here.
This guy says, Sean, what platform are you using to vibe code primarily?
I use lots of stuff. I have a stack with Lovable, Cursor, ChatGPT. I use all of this stuff with a lot of resources I already had.
Ex-swimmer says, boobies.
Getting more of those than the other stuff.
Bootsy Moonshine says, suck it, Abe.
All right, we're going to have to stop it there. But thank you. Thank you for that. We can always turn it over to TTS. Over on TNJ chat. The good people over there keeping us moving. Keeping us grooving. Here we go.
But how long can this alliance last?
Is somebody coming after me?
Search Kingdom of Fraud on iHeartRadio, America's #1 podcast network, and the Webby Podcast Company of the Year.
Win $25,000 in free impact windows from Maurice Windows. Text TRUST to 20129.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. WIN. W-I-N. WIN. Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
only show brave enough to admit we Google half this stuff. This is the
from you. That's just how it works. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the world's most viral newsroom. Learn more about the show over at thenewsjunkie.com. Let's see what we can get going today. We've got a big week of secret shows on the way. By the way, for Thursday's secret show, I will be strapping a heart monitor on me. We'll have a live heart rate thing on the screen as you're watching the stream. You'll be able to see it on demand afterwards. And I'm going to be held to whatever emails come in and whatever responses come in on live chat to try to see if it can elevate my heart rate during the show. We're to do what we can to run me through the paces on the secret show this week on Thursday at 8 p.m. That's when it's live. But you can subscribe now or gift subs over at thenewsjunkie.com. Look for that gift icon to spread the word. I'm taking it away from you, not secret shows. I'm taking away from you the airplane story. And somebody says, not fun when you pointed out beforehand, Sean. Well, for once, I realized what I was doing. And I didn't let C-Lane play the Back on a Plane song. For once.
What do you mean you didn't let me play it?
I took control of my own destiny, as they say. And I said, I'll get out in front of them. I'll cut them off.
This
and
more
I'll say,
future-proofing?
Yeah. I'll say I'm future-proofing this by saying.
What a shocker, what a surprise.
Play a little louder.
Story as long as it flies. This next clip is wild and insane. And as you might have guessed, we're back on a plane.
We are on a plane. Yeah, we are on a plane again, unfortunately. But maybe
C-Lane play the song.
Maybe fortunately, C-Lane censored this audio of a guy. This guy reminded me of the Manifest Destiny. Or what he said.
Now that you've said it wrong, it's messing me up. Democracy Manifest.
Yeah, a Democracy Manifest and a succulent Chinese meal.
Yeah.
This guy reminded me of that dude. Where does he sound like he's from with his accent, C-Lane? This guy on the plane who's having a freak out. I'm going to play in a moment here.
They all sound Australian.
Yeah, they might be. This guy starts freaking out, and the flight attendant goes, you have to go back to your seat. He goes, you have to be calm and orderly while we're in the air. And the guy goes, we're in the air? It's like, yeah, we're in the air. And he goes, you have marijuana? You have pot? And the guy goes, no, what? No, he's just having a total meltdown. He's at the front of the aisle right by the bathrooms on the plane. And somebody says, plane talk with Sean Wasson. Indeed, plane talk is on. We go to this flight. Let's see what happens with this guy's meltdown. All right, they're trying to get a hold of him in the bathrooms. He's bouncing around. He's so drunk. He said, we're gonna have to put you down. I don't know if he said put you down because that sounds different. But we're going to have to set you down if you don't start relaxing. You're going to be able to hear it better. Yeah, behave yourself. You're going to hear it better in a second.
Once you restrain for the whole trip. Watch your language. We need you to behave yourself.
Behave yourself.
Behave. No, you're carrying on looking.
He said, I was about to just walk out for a cigarette.
Walk out where?
Homeboy, how drunk are you? What do you think, you're going to take a little squat on the wing at 500 miles an hour? Just puffing on a dart on the edge of the plane?
Having to relight it more times than Dave Chappelle?
you're just, I don't know why this thing won't stay lit. Yeah, you're on the, I'm just going to step outside and smoke a cigarette? Okay. You know what? Go right ahead, sir. Go right on ahead.
You're going to take you down the back. You're going to stay in the back. Sit down the back.
We're going to put you in the back.
I've had one. Yes, you have. Yeah, no, you're always going to move it in the back, then you're closer to that.
Get rid of them.
Don't.
Well, they can't really get rid of them.
We'll go down the back.
Here we go. Start a spiral.
Get down the back. Put their wrist off me again.
He threatened the guy. He said
did.
something like, if you do this again, we'll have problems.
Yeah, we're going to have problems. Yeah, you do have a problem. Like, right now. There's a problem right now. I don't know if you're understanding this. We're in the middle of a problem.
I didn't really understand this this phrase the guy used.
What did he say?
He said you're behaving like a two-bob watch. And it's a classic British or Australian slang term to describe something that is cheap, common, or of such poor quality that it is virtually worthless. Like a two bob would mean like 2 shillings.
Okay.
And since that was a very
piece of junk,
very small and trivial amount of money, a 2-bob watch would be a cheap, mass-produced timepiece. I don't know how
you're behaving like a 2-bob watch. Okay. All
I
right.
don't get how that's behavior, but sure.
He's drunk. He's behaving like a 2-bob watch.
Mate, I'm just talking. No, stand back, mate. Just keep going down the back.
There he goes. The plane ended up landing in Tahiti. That's where they were going? Oh, my goodness. Yeah, they're going to Tahiti. I guess they shoveled the guy right out of there at the end of this. You can't do this. Oh, God, I do love that you're so drunk that you go, I was going out for a cigarette. That would be the best thing ever if they actually added a little escape hatch on these planes so that when people are that drunk, they get that drunk on these flights and they go, I was going to go out and have a cigarette. You go, okay, fine. Go ahead. Go out and have a cigarette. Out the side of the plane. Ain't going to happen again. Two or three people get zoomed out and zooted out of the plane, it'll stop happening real quick. People drinking too much on these flights because they'll go, I don't want to get drunk on this flight. I don't want to get drunk on the flight. I'll end up falling out at 500 miles an hour, dropping down to earth.
Do you think he intended on lighting the cigarette in the plane bathroom? Or was that just something he said and because he was just hammered and talking nonsensically?
I literally don't think he knew he was on a plane because the guy said earlier, you have to behave when we're up in the air like this. And he goes, we're up in the air? It's like, wait, how do you...
But, dude, if he was that drunk and he had a pack of cigarettes in his pocket, sometimes drunk people just, like, whip one out and forget that they're not supposed to do it.
Yeah, I've done it,
the one that stands out in my head the most was I was in high school. I was in marching band in high school, obviously. Mm-hmm. And we were at one of the football games, and we were kind of lining everything up, getting ready to do the halftime show at the football game. And one of the guys that was in the drum section with me, his dad was there, and his dad was hammered.
Oh, God.
Yeah, his dad liked to tip him back, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so we're sitting there, and so the like a lot of these stadiums at high schools, the football field is surrounded by the track, where you would run track, like track and field track. And so we're getting everything ready on the track. And homeboy's dad just lights up a cigarette. And I was like, hey, buddy, you smoking? And his reaction was to offer me one.
Yeah, buddy, you want one?
He goes, oh, sorry, you want one? I go, no, I don't want one, man. And I don't think you're supposed to smoke here either. This is a high school.
Nah,
what are you doing?
They let me do stuff like that around here. They let me get away with it, he says. So, all right, we'll see what you think about this. Let us know. Send us a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com. We must talk about something really quickly. I hope this isn't in the hot sheet and I'm stealing it, but I've seen a lot of discussion.
It's okay. I have some backup stories.
Good. You're going to need it because if you had this, I've seen a lot of discussion around. Have you ever had a friend who just completely changed their look up and didn't say anything about it? You know what I mean? Like all of a sudden they always dress one way. They always have one sort of style. And then they totally change their look up and they pop around and they're like, what? Huh? Oh, no, me? No, I always do this. I always do. This is what's happening to all of us collectively with John Travolta right now. Because John Travolta keeps popping up in these stories. I don't know if he addresses it here or not. And here he is. He keeps popping up in stories. And now he looks like a French artist or something.
Like
he's wearing
a beret?
A beret?
Is that a beret?
Yeah, he's got a beret on, because he's bald and he doesn't want to just be bald-headed for whatever reason. Because, the movie Grease, made him feel like he always needs to look like that or something. But John Travolta now is like this little artiste-looking man with a beret. And we have to address this. You can't just switch up your look. I know you've had friends who have done this. All of a sudden, they come in and you're like, your whole style has changed. What's going on here?
I mean, there's been a couple hats that I've had that have been outside the norm. And I would continue to wear them if I could just find ones that could fit my gigantic head well.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think it was like a complete change. I'm trying to think of any friends who would have done this.
If you wore this and you wandered into the show, everybody would be like, C-Lane wearing a beret right now? What the hell is happening?
Kind of want to now.
Here he is.
The old school directors wore berets. And I said, and the glasses. And I thought, that's what I'm doing. I've been around for over 50 years doing movies. But I
he was
can't
going
tell
to
when I
Cannes?
look back.
Yeah,
the difference
that's
between
not-
the events.
Yeah, he was wearing it to Cannes, the movie festival.
So he's dressing a little more French to fit in with the other.
I think he's leaning into it. I think he's doing it after Cannes, too. I think that, like, now this is his look. John Travolta is rocking the look.
I said, I'm a director
This sounds
this
like
time.
something I would do.
You're an actor. Play the part of a director. Look like an old school director. So I looked up pictures, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, and the old school directors wore berets. And I said,
Buddy, what a weird thing. Like, I'm a director now, so I Googled what directors are supposed to look like, and I modeled myself after what I found. But imagine if I looked up everyone, I'm like, radio host outfit. And then I wore that every day. And I'm like, what? The reason I wore this today, everybody, is because I Googled a radio host outfit. And that's why I have my beret on.
and the glasses, and I thought, that's what I'm doing. I'm going to do an homage to being a director. So I'm going to play the part of being a director. And then when I look back, I'll know, oh, that was Propeller One Way Night Coach. That was Cannes. That's when I won the Palme d'Or. And I'll have vividness of it.
Yeah, I'll have
Vividness.
Who doesn't talk this way? When I look back on it, I'll have a vividness
I'll have
of it.
vividness.
They sure will. Buddy, just rock your dome. You're a good-looking guy still. You're friggin' John Travolta. Just rock it out. You got your whole head shaved. You got a beard rocking in. You're cool. I dig it. Go for it.
Maybe the moral of the story is John Travolta could do whatever he wants.
It's true.
He wants to wear the beret.
Yeah.
He's John Travolta.
Ain't no Sean Travolta. That's for sure. That's
No.
I come in here with a beret. The audience numbers drop like a rock. People go, I used to listen to him until the beret thing, and that was just a bridge too far. Couldn't do it.
I try to think if I have a friend that's done anything like this.
I'm sure people have had that. Like, let us know on a dispatch or an email if you've ever had a friend who all of a sudden did a style change and they just show up and they're like, what?
It's making me nervous because, you know, when they say, like, if you think you don't have an annoying friend, you're the annoying friend. You know, like,
I would tell you, all right?
like, our group doesn't have a Travis. You're the Travis, you know?
You're not the Travis.
And
I would tell you.
And
if
I
you
feel
did.
like this is the same thing. Like, I can't think of a friend who's adopted a goofy look, so it's probably been me when I went through my fedora phase or that train hat I used to like. Or
oh yeah, conductor hats are big risk too.
I
They're high
love
risk.
them. I love, dude, if I could find them that fit me more often, I would wear it much more often. I have one in my closet right now, and every once in a while I'll go, is today the day? No.
Let me tell you what, your wife is going to say no to that every time. She goes, if you're like, I want to put on a train conductor.
I don't do it while she's home.
This is your rebellion when your wife leaves. I'm putting on the train conductor hat.
No, it's just like it would be a day where she's already gone to work and I'm getting dressed. I'm like, all right.
What'd you do this weekend? Took the whole day off, wore a train conductor hat the whole time. Ain't nobody gonna tell me what to do. I'm C-Lane. That's the way I operate. If this has ever happened to you, let us know. Send a dispatch. Now you got to wear the next bet we do on the show. It's the bet is if C-Lane loses, he has to wear the train conductor hat for the whole show.
Oh my gosh!
All right,
what a loss.
Okay.
If C-Lane loses this bet, he has to have a juicy steak and buttery lobster, you know?
In fact, if you wear the train conductor hat on the show on Friday, I'll wear your hat of choice to even it out on my end. Train conductor hat from you.
How fast can I get a beret?
Sean with beret on front. I can't.
Sean Travolta with a beret.
All right, if you do the train hat on Friday, I'll do the beret on Friday.
Wait, we got to put Josh in something.
Josh has to do. Well, that's for the audience to decide because train hat and beret Friday is going to be huge numbers for us. Okay. Quick break. Back in a moment. The hot
So
sheet coming up
sustainable,
next. Yeah, we can keep doing that forever. Future proofing at its finest. Absolutely. The hot sheet coming up next on the News Junkie.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan. Brought to you by MyEternalVitality.com and Modern Plumbing Industries. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James McGill and Ken. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Hey there, I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner with your Fox 35 Central Florida forecast. A couple of showers around through lunchtime, coming in from the Atlantic, a breezy day today. Our high temperature 89 degrees. This afternoon, for the most part, rain-free, but once you get farther west toward Tampa in the Gulf Coast.
Welcome behind the scenes of the show. Go like activist. Guys, I think I need you to find me the perfect beret for the stream on Friday.
The only bugs they can't control are jitterbugs. Book a free inspection at FLAtest.com.
If we do this, we gotta get some Secret Shows subs rolling, okay? We gotta get it rolling. What's the best type of beret I could get? Is that true? Stand by. Just saw something. I gotta confirm. This will be a weird twist. Stand by. Alright. Wow. Wow, interesting. Big update incoming. Big update incoming. We'll do this when we return on the show. You should have a closet full of berets. I don't have any. Tap into your French heritage, Sean. That's true. I'm half Irish and half French. So I will be leaning into that. But the memes that are going to pour out of Beret Hat Friday or whatever we call this. Josh could have one of those small beanie hats with a propeller. That's not bad. I don't hate it, actually. Josh should be in a Robin Hood hat with a feather. Get a green beret? Interesting. Let me see. Let me see. Again, big update when we come back on a story we've been following. Beret. Thoughts? Okay, now be honest. The goal, and we have to have a shared goal on this. The goal is not to make me look stupid. Okay, we agree? The goal is to have fun. Thoughts? What do we think about this? Or more of a this type of look? A pink beret? No, I'm not doing a pink beret. Although if I do red, people will say it's a raspberry beret.
Don't take it if you have an infection in or around your eye. Izervay can cause
The red beret is a symbol of the French Special Forces? That's not true. I know that's not true. The French don't even have special forces.
use machinery until vision has recovered after an eye injection or exam. Ask your
Oh shoot, we're coming back. We're coming back. Let's do this.
Call 1-855-IZERVAY or go to izervay.com. Paid for by
Kick off your shoes, relax your feet.
For a tough skills gap, Workforce Solutions.
Party on down to the X-State beat.
Hiring easier. Find your local office and see how.
Here we go.
Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
Facing production swings or a tough skills gap? Workforce Solutions from Express Employment Professionals makes hiring easier. Find your local office and see how Express can help you hire smarter and faster for contract and full-time jobs. Visit expresspros.com.
This portion of the News Junkie is brought to you by that mortgage guy, Don.
Don't miss the boat, compare your quote with that mortgage guy, Don.com.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Your front row seat to the most viral stories in the world. This is
A moment. Stand by for that. Real quick, an update. Somebody sent this over, and I honestly, when they hit me up at the News Junkie on Twitter /X with this, I didn't believe it. This is real. This is actually a real update to a story we've been following. Thanks to MD Dixon on Twitter, who says, "Hey, Sean, I know you're keeping up with this story." And he sends over a link, and I said, "No, I don't know if that's true or not." But it is. Remember the guy who was hitting on the young girl at that Board of Education meeting? And he's like, "Oh, you're hot."
Yeah.
And
where do you go to school?
He goes, "You're hot. Where do you go to school?" And then she confronted him afterwards. First, she does this rant against the local government, and they weren't doing things right, and they weren't being, they weren't serving the public good like they should. And then after she finishes her rant, he says to her, this old guy on the board, Keith Irvin. Keith goes, "Oh man, you are hot. Where do you go to school?" And then she confronts him afterwards. This is later on, like a week or so had passed, and the story had gone viral. She goes back to the school board. This is the last we visited them, and she just lit him up. She lit him up. You know, they had people, I guess, all meeting long that were saying, "This is disgusting. This is creepy. Why are you doing this?" Et cetera, right? So she goes, "What you did is disgusting. The idea that you're not losing your position is even more disgusting. All these people are standing around doing nothing about it." He's been charged with assault for it. He's now been charged with assault. This young girl, he called her hot. She's a teenage girl, young teenage girl. She was at this meeting. It says Keith Irvin, the Washington County Board of Education member who referred to a student as hot during a meeting in April, has been charged with assault.
Well, because he put his hand on her, right? On her shoulder?
I guess so. Just like unwanted putting the hand on the shoulder. That seems like it's going to be a tough one to stick. Let's see what the story says. Hang on real quick before the hot sheet. Let's see what they say about this.
Board member Keith Irvin is facing a charge of assault physical contact. That's according to online records. It's breaking news this afternoon. Thank you for joining us. I'm Brody Wilson.
You're welcome, Brody.
God, you're hot.
You know that?
God, you're hot.
Where do you go to school at? I go Crockett.
All right.
That charge is allegedly in reference to that video from an April 2nd school board meeting. It gained traction online, but Irvin says it lacked context. On May 11th, a presentment stating that a grand jury has found enough cause to charge Irvin with assault physical contact.
Wow.
We've reached out to him, but have not yet heard back. In a statement today, Washington County School Superintendent Jerry Boyd said, quote, "The board reiterates that Mr. Irvin's actions do not reflect the standards, policies, or values of the school district. Under Tennessee law, school board members are independently elected officials. So the board lacks the statutory authority to remove a sitting member from office.
So they're saying they would remove him. It sounds like they would remove him from the board too, but they can't. They're not actually able to do it. But he has been charged by a grand jury with assault. And now he's facing assault for the incident. The father of the student shared the family's thoughts publicly on social media, saying Irvin should not be anywhere near students and calling the lack of action by other board members equally disturbing. She addressed them on May 7th. We talked about that like a week or so ago. She said it was not only unwelcome, but sexist and derogatory. And he was previously censored in 2009 after reportedly making a lewd gesture of a sexual nature in front of a class at a high school. What did he do with that? I didn't remember hearing that part of it. He made a lewd gesture, a lewd juvenile gesture. A student made a comment about a student made a comment about the student's current job, saying he was earning $8 an hour. Mr. Irvin then made a lewd juvenile gesture of a sexual nature. Well, what did he do?
A lewd gesture. Just do all the lewd gestures that you know.
I'll look into this right now. We got to get to it. Let's do the hot sheet.
Check the hot sheet. It's news, but not like real important news.
Best investigative reporting on the planet.
The top stories from the people on your screens and speakers are on the hot sheet with C-Lane.
That's right. Let's take a look at the top 5 stories in the nonsense news, and some of them are kind of out there today. Some of them are a little out there, but this first one is kind of sad for fans of the Powerpuff Girls, and some of the Star Wars fans will know the name Tom Kane, who has died at 64. Tom Kane was the voice actor best known for his work on Star Wars. He did some of the animated series where he voiced Yoga, and I think some of the later movies... did I say Yoga? Yoda. Yoda.
That sounds like a mistake I would make in the Star Wars universe.
Can't believe
so
it.
You got Yoga and you got this C2PO guy. They're hanging out.
He did Yoda in Star Wars: The Clone Wars feature film and TV series, lent his voice to Professor Utonium in the Powerpuff Girls. If you were a fan, you knew him. He was a devoted husband and father who, alongside with his wife, built a loving family of 9 children.
Oh, my God.
One more than the last guy. 3 biological and 6 welcomed through adoption and fostering. He's dead at the age of 64. Carson Daly has spelled out some things that he would prefer not happen for his kids in their dating universe.
All right.
Nothing too crazy. He would just rather there not be any vegans.
Oh, really? Okay. All right, I never heard a parent say that I don't want my child to date a vegan, but I'm all ears.
During a chat with co-host Jenna Bush Hager, he said he has one request for his children when they start dating. The only reservation I would have for my kids would be like a vegan or something like that, to which he got a lot of laughter. He said food is a really important part of like the fabric of our family. If we didn't have food, I wouldn't talk to my wife about anything. It holds us together. So if one of them brought home a date who was super picky, like, I don't eat anything, fish from the sea, cows that go moo, like, I've got a Traeger, bro, referring to his smoker.
Okay, all right. I mean, I guess that's impressive in some circles. I don't know enough about it.
I'm just saying it would suck if they came to the house on a Sunday. We were doing like a big, daily feast of the Daily family. They make pizzas, and they had some girlfriend or boyfriend that says, I can't eat anything. I would be like, he's a loser, dump him.
Although I've heard you brag about your big BlackRock thing or whatever it is.
Blackstone.
The Blackstone, yeah. Your Blackstone is something that people will be like, I got a Blackstone.
Absolutely.
Or a green egg.
Had hibachi last night. It was a good time. Good.
Glad I didn't stumble over my delivery of that, by the way.
Why?
Big BlackRock could be a troublesome spot. Worse so than Yogi, for sure.
This story was funny to me just because the person that is in it is known for playing a character that is so vanilla, I would say. But 3 years after Bonnie Bartlett said she once had an open marriage with husband William Daniels, the actress is clarifying what really happened during that lifetime. Now, William Daniels, who is 99 years old,
oh my God,
that name might not sound familiar to you, but you would 100% know his character, Mr. Feeney, the principal or teacher from Boy Meets World.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
And back in January 2023, Mr. Feeney's wife said that she and him had a bit of an open marriage after they tied the knot in 1951. Didn't work well, but hey, that was what people were doing at the time. She had
Never
an affair
does.
that lasted a few months with an actor who she called slightly boring, and Daniels had an affair with a producer in New York. They both eventually grew up, and they are coming up on their 75th wedding anniversary in the month of June. The Smashing Pumpkins have announced a new tour, and they had a funeral. I always find it weird when they do funerals for things that aren't living, like when they had that funeral for the N-word, the NAACP. Had a casket and everything.
Yeah.
Don't know what was inside it. But
I'm not opening it.
But Sunday evening in Hollywood, the Smashing Pumpkins hosted a funeral ceremony for Zero, bidding adieu to the alter ego of frontman Billy Corgan. Now, I did not know Zero was an alter ego of his. I thought it was just a song.
Me too.
But anyway, they had a casket. They had a eulogy. They had pallbearers and mourners. And then the band came out and played a bunch of their hits, including Zero.
Well, that seems weird. I mean, I don't want them to put that song to bed. Zero's cool.
Yeah. Zero, the single that was released in between 1979 and Tonight, was part of this show that they did to kick off their Rats in a Cage tour. The pre-sale started today, and they've got stops in Brooklyn, Jacksonville, and Tampa in October. The tour kicks off September 30th in Columbus, Ohio. I just thought it was funny that they would do a funeral for the song and then, or a funeral for Zero and then still play Zero.
Oh, is Rat in a Cage the Zero song?
No, Rat in a Cage is Bullet with Butterfly Wings.
Oh, that was better.
I think it's the same album. This tour they're going on is like to commemorate an anniversary of Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness. They're doing 2 sets, and the first set will be all Melancholy songs. And then the number one story in the hot sheet today, Kim Kardashian scores sort of a win, I guess you could say. Her Skims clothing line helped convict a cocaine smuggler in England. Jacob Jan Conkle will spend the next 13 and a half years in the big house after his sentencing Monday in Chelmsford Crown Court in the county of Essex. Border Patrol officers x-rayed his trailer truck that he had on a ferry. It had 28 pallets of Skims clothing, the clothing line from Kim Kardashian. There was nothing nefarious about the clothing, but inside the rear trailer doors, officers found 90 packages, each containing 2.2 pounds of cocaine, valued at $9.4 million, which he later confessed to agreeing to smuggle in exchange for only $5,300. $9.4 million worth of coke, and he was only getting a measly $5,300. Chalk it up. They say chalk it up a legal victory for Kim. That's one of her only ones, it seems like. And on a personal note, I have to end with sort of a sad story because there is a band that's calling it quits. And, I just think I missed an opportunity to never see.
Hiya, Bobby.
Oh, no.
Aqua is calling it done. It's over. After almost 30 years in music, Aqua have announced they will not be performing again. The Danish Eurodance group famous for the 1997 hit Barbie Girl shared that they were breaking up, which led a lot of people to go, I didn't know Aqua was still together. After many incredible years, we've decided to close the chapter of Aqua as a live band. It's been such a huge part of our lives, and together we've had the chance to experience more than we've ever dreamed of. In 2000, Barbie's parent company Mattel sued their label MCA Records, claiming the song violated Barbie's trademark and sexualized the doll with its suggestive lyrics. The lawsuit was dismissed in 2002 after a court ruled it was protected as a work of parody under the First Amendment. R.I.P. Aqua. Hey, if you are looking to get out of your renting situation and get into a house, make your money work for you, or you're going to need a mortgage. And when you're shopping around for that mortgage, you're going to need somebody who knows the mortgage business. You're going to need that mortgage guy, Don. He is a local small business owner. You eat local, you shop local. Why not mortgage local? If you already have a mortgage and your rate has a 7 or 8 in front of it, you should be checking into a refinance immediately because you're paying too much. Find out all about how to do that at his website, thatmortgageguyDon.com.
Don't miss the boat. Compare your quote with thatmortgageguyDon.com.
Big second half of the show on the way. Stand by. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
It's back. The 2026 Orlando International Fringe Theater Festival, happening now through May 25th in Lock Haven Park. Tickets and buttons available now at orlandofringe.org.
All lanes are getting by now on I-4 eastbound approaching St. John's River Bridge. There's still some stop and go heading towards that area. All lanes have been reopened on Florida's Turnpike southbound before Oakland Exchange. You won't be running into any problems there as well. Look out for a crash, though, on I-4 eastbound near World Drive. I believe that's off to the shoulder. See traffic troubles, call the Valvoline. And
Hello, School Mike. Activate. Despite all my rage, I am still just a rat in a cage. Zach, have a great day. Oh, wait. Stand by. Stand by. Hold on your butt. Stand by, stand by.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by crimeline.org. Give a tip anonymously.
Hey y'all, it's me, Savannah, and Gatorland's 77th birthday is coming in.
Boom! Wait, right there. Boom! Thank you to A Zapico 13 for the 3 gifted subs. Thank you. A Zapico 13 with the 3 gifted subs. I'll give you a shout out on air in just a moment. Another 3. Hang on. A Zapico with another 6 gifted subs. Total, both from A Zapico. God bless you. Thank you for that. Very nice. You grab those. Robert says, Sean, if you're wearing a beret on Friday, C-Lane's wearing a train conductor hat, you need to have Josh wear a Fez hat. Keep up the work, Rob. What's a Fez hat? What is a Fez hat? Django coming in with a thank you. I always appreciate those. Thank you for those 6 gifted subs. Let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. Hit that gift icon. A Zapico gets a shout out when we come back, right off the jump. 6 gifted subs. That's huge. I love it. Gotta have it. I need that beret money, you know what I mean? Gotta pay the bills around here. Now's a great time to subscribe to Secret Shows. Let me tell you something. With how many days left on my contract? 40 days? 40 days left on my contract. One thing you can absolutely be rock solid assured of. Secret Shows goes nowhere. I own Secret Shows. I own all of the content. iHeart has no say over anything that happens on Secret Shows. The only thing iHeart gets from any kind of Secret Shows subscriptions and donations is a small processing fee. That is it. You are supporting C-Lane and I and Josh to do the Secret Show and everything that it takes to put it together. So, and everything it takes to do this. So thank you. The computer is wearing a fez? Is that like a Shriner hat? Is that like a Shriner hat? A fez hat? Let's keep that rally going. Hit the gift icon over at thenewsjunkie.com or just subscribe yourself. Here we go.
on tickets, fun cards, and passes during our Memorial Day sale. Hurry, offer ends soon. Taxes, service fees, blackout dates, and other restrictions may apply.
Hey Orlando, Joe Rossi here for Greenway Kia. We've got 3 metro locations, meaning we have 3 times the inventory. All priced clearly online with Greenway all-in pricing. The price you see is the price you pay. No games, no additional fees, just total transparency. And that goes for your trade-in too. At Greenway Kia, over 40 dealerships bid for your trade, so you can be confident you're getting the best value possible for your trade-in. I'm Joe Rossi, and I want to see it in a Greenway Kia. Visit greenwaykias.com.
Negative equity refinanced. Expires 6/5/26.
Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisor. Visit TrajanWealth.com.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, CASH. 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 Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm and answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
Hear it here first. Then everyone else will catch up in a week or 2 or 4. You're listening to...
Bank on the way out. When you hear those keywords, make sure you're sending them in. Make sure you're sending those keywords in when you hear them on this station. You could be a winner of $1,000 just for following along. So when you hear them, play along with the keyword contest on iHeartRadio. Big thanks to A Zappico for the 6 gifted subs. Yeah. Secret Show subscriptions available for you. You can claim them thanks to A Zappico, who gifted those subs over at thenewsjunkie.com. If you're a fan, if you're a company, if you're whatever, and you want to get a shout out on the show for gifting other users Secret Show subscriptions, it's super easy to do. Hit the gift icon over on thenewsjunkie.com. On this week's Secret Show, they are Thursdays at 8 p.m. live on thenewsjunkie.com. And then after on Fridays at 5 p.m., they're posted for anybody to watch on demand. High quality. You can watch it on TV apps, all kinds of stuff, right? But the Secret Show this week, I'm going to be wearing a live heart monitor facing your toughest emails and chat comments and everything during the show. You'll see live my heart rate while the stream is going on. Should be a bit of a wild ride. We'll see how that goes here momentarily. So thank you so much to A Zappico for the 6 gifted subs. Much appreciated. You could do the same over at thenewsjunkie.com or just subscribe for this week. I was trying to see what that thing was that the guy who just got charged with assault for calling the young girl hot at the city council board meeting.
Well, let's clarify.
Trying to see what the thing was he did in the classroom.
He got charged with assault for touching her, not for calling her hot.
That's true. He is the guy who called her hot, but he put his hands on her, too. And she said she didn't want him.
You couldn't be charged with assault for calling somebody hot.
No, but Moses, our attorney, Moses DeWitt, told us that if you just walk by somebody and put your hand on their shoulder, you're probably not going to get a charge. You're probably not going to cop a charge over that. But if you do it again after they tell you not to, you could. But I think they were just looking for something they could do about this guy. And then with the news that the guy who did that had been hit with an assault charge by a grand jury, was that he had a previous incident in 2009 where he did an inappropriate symbol or gesture, some kind of sexually inappropriate gesture, a lewd juvenile gesture of a sexual nature in the classroom. I can only think of like this or I don't know what.
This,
Yeah.
This.
The student that was this one, right?
No, I did this one too. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, it was in response to the fact that the fact that a student had just said he was working his butt off on some job where he was only getting $8 an hour, and then that led to this juvenile gesture. Do you think they'll say it in the report here before I get on to the next thing? Let me see.
We can try.
Show reports
Tell me.
of Washington County
Here we
Board
go.
member Keith Irvin accused of alleged inappropriate conduct back in 2009. It is our top story. I'm Kelly Getz.
Top
Our
story,
team
huh?
received this information through a Freedom of Information Act request. Documents from the Washington County Board of Education suggest Irvin entered a classroom at David Crockett High School and was observing a discussion between the teacher and about 15 students. During this, a student commented about the student's current job, sharing their hourly wage. According to the documents, Irvin allegedly made a lewd gesture in front of the class and
Why?
two teachers. After this, the student became upset and was later privately counseled by the teacher. The documents also say Irvin apologized for his actions and did not think he would have upset the students. We will have more from these.
So this guy's just constantly being crude, and then when people get upset, he's like, "What? What are you talking about?" He said when he called the young girl hot that he meant she was on a roll.
Yeah,
or
she was on
something.
fire.
Yeah, you're on fire.
It said Tennessee School Board member Keith Irvin made a lewd juvenile gesture of a sexual nature in front of students. I think that's as much as we're getting out of this.
It said documents available at.
I would like to see the documents.
Website.
But
Yeah, and I'm on the website. I don't see no documents.
They're quoting the documents. It says, records state during classroom discussion, a student made a comment and Irvin, quote, then made a lewd juvenile gesture of a sexual nature, unquote. This happened in plain view of the entire class and two teachers. The principal stated another teacher claimed Irvin had used profanity in front of students.
Well, I mean, this guy's just kind of a loose cannon, I think. That's what I'm getting from him. But I'll take your dispatches on that. Is an assault charge right in this situation, or is that too far? Let us know what you think. Go over to thenewsjunkie.com right now. Okay. One story I wanted to address real quick that I saw making the rounds today. Let me bring this up. This was done in such a weird way. All right. Media outlets are so weird. These journalists are so weird, some of them. And here's the headline of the BBC. Like, this is legitimate. This is an actual article it's going viral today. And it says, selling children to survive. Afghan fathers are forced to make impossible choices. I want you to remember this. I got some commentary momentarily here. But it says, selling children to survive. Afghan fathers in Afghanistan, forced to make impossible choices, it says. And it shows some guy in Afghanistan, still getting over a bit of a cold here. It says, as dawn breaks, hundreds of men gather at a dusty square in Shakaran, the capital of Ghor province in Afghanistan. They line the roadside with weary faces, hoping somebody will come along offering any work. It will determine whether their families eat that day. The likelihood of success, however, is low. Like, the whole thing is about how the economy in Afghanistan is cratering. Who would have thunk it? Who would have thunk that the Taliban 2.0 and people that live in the Stone Age, that those people would have an economy that wasn't rocking and rolling right now? I'm sure it's heavily affected by the Strait of Hormuz shutting down, right? Like, this is ridiculous. Of course that's the case. Juma Khan, 45, has found just 3 days of work in the past 6 weeks that paid him between $2 and $3.13 per day. My children went to bed hungry 3 nights in a row. My wife was crying. So were my children. I begged a neighbor for some money to buy flour, he said. I live in fear that my children will die of hunger. Well, okay, that's terrible. But they continue on the BBC. His story is in no way unique. In Afghanistan today, a staggering 3 in 4 people cannot meet their basic needs, according to the United Nations. Unemployment is rife, healthcare struggling, and the aid that once provided the basics for millions has dwindled to a fraction of what it once was. The country is now facing record levels of hunger. 4.7 million people, more than a tenth of Afghanistan's population, are one step away from famine. What does that even mean? What is... Whoa, one more step, and I'm hungry.
Well, right now, you are not famine. But if you step over there, you're famine.
Yeah, I mean, look, you're in Afghanistan in 2026. Ghor is one of the worst affected provinces. The men are desperate. I got a call saying my children hadn't eaten for 2 days, said Rabini, one of the men, his voice choking up. I feel like I should kill myself. Then I thought, how will that help my family? So I'm here looking for work instead.
They could eat you.
Kamjawa Ahmad barely gets out a few words before he starts crying. We're starving. My older children died, so I need to work to feed my family, but I'm old, so nobody wants to give me work. And they go on about them struggling to get work. Then they talk about this guy. Abdul Rashid Azimi takes us into his home and brings out one of his children. 7-year-old twins, or brings out 2 of his children, 7-year-old twins, Rokia and Rohila. He holds them close, eager to explain why he's making unbearable choices. He says, with his daughters out now, as the BBC reporter stands nearby, I'm willing to sell my daughters, he weeps. I'm poor, I'm in debt, and I'm helpless. I come home from work with parched lips, hungry, thirsty, distressed, and confused. My children come to me saying, Baba, give us some bread, but what can I give? Where is the work? Abul tells us he's willing to sell his girls for marriage or for domestic work. If I sell one daughter, I could feed the rest of my children for at least 4 years, he says. He hugs his daughter, kissing her as he cries. It breaks my heart, but it's the only way. Let me tell you something, you weird Afghan son of a bitch. That is not the only way. You could take everything from me. It could be the end of the world, okay? I could be all the steps into famine. And you are incredibly heartless and a terrible, terrible human being to even suggest that because of financial reasons, you're going to sell your daughter? And they just like kind of pitch this in the BBC story like it's a total normal, a completely normal response to the financial difficulties that are faced by these people in Afghanistan. Nah, dude, this is a culture difference. People in the United States of America, as far as I know, don't find it to be a normal thing to go, hey, my economic situation sucks. So what I'm going to have to do here is I'm going to have to sell one of my twin daughters as she's next to me. I'm coddling her. I'm bringing her over. And I'm saying, well, I'll probably have to sell one of my daughters for marriage. How old they say she was? Little kids.
The twins were 7, I thought.
7 years old. 7 years old. Barbaric, somebody says. Yes, that's right. That's right.
I believe is old enough to, realize what he's saying, right?
Yeah, 7-year-old kid. And this is not normal. This is not because, oh, man, the horrors of the economic problems of Afghanistan are quite on display. Nah, dog. This is like the horrors of people living in Stone Age times where they don't care about their kids, where they want to sell away their daughters, sell them into child marriage. You imagine the disconnect you have from humanity to be looking down at your twin 7-year-old daughters and say, I'm going to split them up and sell one of them so I can have some bread or something? Buddy, I would be lining up behind Osama bin Laden to make a couple extra bucks before I sold off a child to God knows who for God knows what in Afghanistan. That is deluded, demented, and the idea that they write stories like this, almost normalizing this kind of stuff and going, well, that's how tough it is.
But, all right,
tough to get bread out there.
He says that. This is going to sound like a weird question, but
okay.
I don't know how else to broach this topic. He says, it's so bad I'm willing to sell, I've considered selling one of my children, 2 of my children.
Yeah.
Are there buyers?
Yeah. In Afghanistan, probably. Yeah, I think they're like legitimately it's a thing. It's like it's a monetary value your child is. Any real parent, any legitimate parent would never even consider this. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what the circumstances. There are no circumstances that you would face where you would go, okay, fine, worst comes to worst.
Now,
sell the kid.
I could see you saying, like, let's say you're encountering this problem in America. Mm-hmm. I could see you saying, listen, I'm at such dire straits that I can't provide for my family that I think I need to give my children up for adoption.
Sure. Yeah.
But you're not getting any money for that.
Right. Yeah, no. You're not trying to find the market value of your 7-year-old daughter to sell her into a marriage with an old man in Afghanistan who's going to do perverse things with her for all of her childhood just stolen away from her. Just unbelievable. MPWS is probably American buyers? No. Exclusively done by people in the Afghanistan culture that embraces child brides and allows the selling of human beings, even kids, to other people. Sorry, but in this one, you're absolutely positively wrong. This is a culture problem. You have an economic problem on top of it. But so weird, like the story from the BBC says, selling children to survive. Afghan fathers forced to make impossible choices. That's not an impossible choice. That's not a choice. That's not something you should ever think of. There's nothing. Rockwilder says, teenage Sean sells Dylan, no doubt. You know what? Would never have done it. Never, ever, ever for a moment. Not even for a split second. everything in you as a human being tells you that is wrong if you're a decent human being, right? That's it. Crazy Drunk Cat Lady says, what do they do? I don't agree at all, but what else they can do? There is no situation, Crazy Drunk Cat Lady, none, not one on planet Earth, where that's your only option and choice. Just not. It's not. There's no situation ever in the history of humanity where it is sell one of your twin 7-year-old daughters into a forced marriage, a child marriage, or eat. It's not a choice. You're making that choice up because there's a marketplace in your country for kids. And that's warped, to me at least. Let me know what you think. Send a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com. Quick update. The Florida Keys responding to the threat yesterday. I told Cuba this would be a bad idea.
That's right.
I don't think it's going to happen, but the Florida Keys sheriff released a statement about the potential for Cuba to drone attack the Keys, and they said no changes in light of Cuba-related news reports. Monroe County Sheriff Rick Ramsey has not been contacted by any federal or state authorities regarding news reports Sunday of any possible military action taken by Cuba against U.S. military bases like Guantanamo Bay using drones. The sheriff's office cannot confirm any news reporting regarding the aforementioned activities and cannot substantiate where it originated. The sheriff says, I'm monitoring the situation, but I've not been contacted by any government agency, and I don't believe there's any reason to be concerned. He's chill so far in the Keys. Doesn't think that the Cubans are going to be
surprising.
drone-bombed.
It's the Keys.
Yeah, they're cool. They're cool there. Like I said, that would be a real dumb move on Cuba's part. But we'll see what happens. Quick break. When we come back, we'll get geared up for jury duty. Some big updates there. Man versus robot when we come back. You got Ebola popping its name up into the news. That's happening. We got, in the power hour of the show, an amazing array of clips for a grab bag segment that we'll work in. All of that coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is
The Monsters in the Morning.
Man, like we were just messing around about the chicken, and he got really angry. I was like,
Okay,
I was just playing with Ryan.
I honestly did get mad about.
Hello. Welcome behind the scenes of the show. Skull Mike activated. Hey, Anthony. God bless. God bless. Oh! Stand by. Stand by. Stand by.
This report is sponsored by
The man is clearly out of control. He's run wild. He's run amok. Sun Station with 12 gifted subs. Rocketing him up on the overall leaderboard. Go grab those. The man's an oiler. He's single-handedly keeping secret shows afloat. And now it's time for you to jump in on the action. Let's keep the momentum going. Go to thenewsjunkie.com, hit the gift icon. There are 2 available from Zapico and 2, damn, all the Sun State John's one are claimed? Wow, okay, they claimed the Sun State John ones before the Zapico. So there's 4 left, go get them. God bless. Thank you, Sun State John. Kokomo has my debit card and he just kicked me out of my house. Kokomo is now in charge. The dog is now in charge. He's got the card and he's gifted subs. Stand by. Quick check. I'm curious. I just heard that they were greenlighting a sequel to the Michael Jackson movie. Wait till they get to that one part. They have greenlighted a sequel, which is not surprising because it was such an enormous hit financially at the box office. It's been proof that people don't care if they like a musician, they will support the musician, they'll go watch the movie. That Michael Jackson's still a huge star all these years later. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. But how many of you will admit that you have watched the movie Michael, as we hear that they have now greenlit a sequel? Anybody willing to admit they watched it? Abraham Dragon said, my kids saw the movie and loved it. Interesting. I wonder if this is introducing Michael Jackson's music to like some younger people who maybe weren't aware of him as much. It's supposed to be 3 parts, Noble says. I have not watched it. I only seen the movie at theaters twice so far. You've only seen Michael at theaters twice so far? Kevin says, hello, sharing the show in my cubicle. Forgot my headset. Well, Kevin, thank you for having us. Appreciate you over on TNJ Chat. I went Sunday with my daughter, went the next day by myself. Wow, you really did go twice. Damn. R. Willie says, Sun State John rocks. Ain't that the truth, brother? Ain't that the truth? Make sure you don't miss the secret show on Thursday. It's going to be a fun one. Thank you, SSJ. I see you. Hey, everybody. We're rolling through into the second hour of the show here. In the middle frame of the second hour. Wearing my News Junkie shirt to the dentist? Nice. Michael Jackson 2, Bubble Goes to Space. I can't believe Bubbles is still alive. Isn't that crazy? The chimpanzee Michael Jackson had, Bubbles, is still alive? Kind of crazy to think about that. Two minutes and we're back live on the show. I'm going to see Mortal Kombat 2 today. Let me know how that is. LOL, I live in the desert and I'm starving. Dumb Afghans. Hey, at some point it's time to just haul ass, buddy. At some point it's time to move over into Pakistan. Get your ass over Peshawar. Get into Pakistan. Start a life in a country where there's like some semblance of modern culture and reality. Get the hell out of there. Get out. You backwards fucks. Did Michael ever blow bubbles? No. Don't do that. One minute. Okay, let's see. So get rid of this. Anybody in chat ever had a tick on you in your entire life? Have you ever had a tick on you in your entire life? Even one time? And what are the circumstances? Like, just if I go into the woods, am I likely to end up with a tick on me somehow? Here we go.
On June 6th. Get your music musical fix now. All Broadway, all the time. Search iHeartRadio Broadway on the free iHeartRadio app.
iHeartRadio.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, CASH. C-A-S-H. Cash. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm and answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
On a constant quest to stay calm, like that bear in the hammock.
Now, man. I'll tell you why in just a second. We'll explain. Thanks for hanging out with us here on a Share the Show Tuesday. It's easy for you to get involved. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. First of all, on a Share the Show Tuesday, it is your job and your mission to just tell anybody about the show. I saw somebody the other day. I was like, damn, this is brave, actually. We pulled into the grocery store, and Courtney goes, whoa, look at that. And I look over, and the person had an old school News Junkie magnet, like low early numbers, just sitting there on the back of their car. And I go, wow, that is a brave one to put out there for Game of Magnets. And I got to get some of the old fashioned ones. Maybe we'll do another round of the original logo on the magnets. It hasn't been out there in a real long time. I mean, the oldest ones, you can see them all over at thenewsjunkie.com in the Game of Magnets section.
I saw a pretty old one in the Publix parking lot the other day.
Did you?
Yeah.
Like an unnumbered one?
I don't know if there was a number or not, but it was original logo for sure.
I mean, like that. We haven't done one of the original logo. Like we did the tie-dye one. I'm looking right now in the Game of Magnets section. We did the tie-dye one. Gold. I mean, there's pages and pages of these. It goes way back. Okay, no, it's even 8-bit. We haven't done one with the regular logo. Melted version of the regular logo.
Oh, yeah, that was a favorite of a lot of people.
Green stripe of the regular logo. It goes all the way back. Some of the Steal Me ones. It hasn't been since like right here, like the 3000 range of magnets, because they're all numbered. It hasn't been since the 3000s that there's been an original logo. So this thing must have been old as hell that this person had in the back of their car.
Yeah, the one that I saw, it's somebody that I see at the grocery store a lot. And I was like, you're pretty brave putting it on there. And I think she said somebody gifted it to them, but also not the only one they have. Like, wouldn't be putting my only one on the car like that unless it gets stolen.
Right. They got a little collection going. Sun State John says, I need more magnets, Sean. On the way, pal. Thanks for the 12 gifted subs, yeah. Sun State John.
Yeah.
My God. Did you turn off your mic there?
I hit the wrong button.
I thought we dropped again. And I was like, here we go. Round and round we go.
No, everything's John, working just.
Don't do that, man. That really makes me panic. Somebody in chat just asked, have you sent out some of the magnets for gifted subs? Because if you subscribe to secret it's on the website. It's as cheap as $2.99 a month, $29.99 for the whole year. Just pay it. You get unlimited access to all these uncensored shows and full access to the website and stuff. Great way to support us, honestly. But if you subscribe, you get to claim a gift on your way out. And there's lots of different options there. And if you gift subs by hitting the gift icon on the newsjunkie.com and spreading the word to other users, you get updates when they claim them. You get emails and stuff, which is kind of fun. But also, if you gift 5 subs, you get to claim 5 things. It could be 5 random magnets. There's all sorts of stuff. So go check that out over on the website. And somebody said, have you sent those out recently? I haven't. I will. I promise you. I have a stack on my desk in my office to do. And I have a ton of them, I'm sure, in the orders section of the website to fulfill. I'll do all that fulfillment this weekend. So if anybody's a new sub who claimed a gift, or somebody who gifted subs and claimed a bunch of stuff, I will send that all out this weekend. Mama Greaser says, I have an unnumbered one. Yet those are rare. I've got one here in the studio behind me. I've got one on display, one of the unnumbered ones. But I think there was only a couple hundred of them to begin with. Let me go to the very first magnet. Well, there was 1,000, I guess, 1,000 of the first round of unnumbered. And then there was numbered ones all the way to 3,000, still of the same original design. So
and it was
like,
the unnumbered ones was where Courtney accidentally came up with a game of magnets where she didn't want to put it on her car because she was afraid somebody would steal it.
Yeah, she said, if I put this in the back of my car, somebody's going to steal it. Can I tape it in the back window? And I go, that's trashy. And then I go, wait, hold on. We got something going on here. Game of magnets is a thing. Now, people see a news junkie magnet out in the wild on a Share the Show Tuesday or any other day like that. You go, holy cow, let's do this thing. And you grab it in public. I mean, that's the risk of putting them on your car. That's why most people don't do it. They keep them inside the house. I don't blame you for that. Now, here's the thing I said.
I will shame you for it. You know, when you have those refrigerator doors just full of magnets.
But I can't say much now because there's a fridge in the Secret Show studio and it has magnets all over.
Well, you seem to have calmed down on the shaming for that. And I think at some point you can only have so many magnets on your car. I mean, it would just be ridiculous if all the magnets you came across went to your car.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I agree, but just know this. If you see a news junkie magnet, it's out there in play and it's fair game. Here's what I said. I don't know if this is a big risk or not. I don't know if I should be worried about this. Have you ever had a tick on you at any point in your life, Seeley?
Not that I know of. No, I don't think I have.
All right. I don't believe, and I think I would know, right? I don't believe I've ever had a tick on me in my life.
Like, and when you say on you, that has bitten you or just land on you?
Like even on me, I don't think. I'm trying to remember.
I've never had one bite me because I've never had to, you know, they have those like weird ways of removing it where you use like a matchstick that was lit and then you blow it out.
Oh, is that what you're supposed to do?
I thought so.
So hold on. You take a lit match, you blow the match out, and then you put the toasty thing, the match, on your skin, and that makes the tick come out?
I mean, I'm sure that's not I think that was like an old wives' tale is what you were supposed to do. This says to safely remove an attached tick, use clean, fine-tipped tweezers to grasp it as close to the skin surface as possible. Pull upward with steady, even pressure without twisting or jerking. Clean the bite area and your hands with rubbing alcohol or soap and water.
All right. Somebody, Hippie Woe Vicky says, yeah, Seelane is right about this, and not on your skin, but on the tick. You put it right in there. Sean, you have to get into nature to get a tick. Well, I know, but I go out and I'm outdoors walking. I get 10,000 plus steps every single day. I'm an active guy. I get out and about. You guys are still trying to do this thing like I'm a recluse and a shut-in. I don't do that. All right, that's not real. It's a meme that's still out there, but it doesn't add up. But the ticks seem to be an issue. I'm looking here, the USA Today article that has me talking about this. It looks like it's real bad, Seelane, up here in the northeastern United States. Like, that's where a lot of the ticks seem to be sinking in. And then into the Midwest, there's a lot of ticks. But it's down into the southeast, too. I mean, there's spread across the United States. And they've said that there's a huge issue here. Tick bites are surging, sending people to the emergency room like never before. And you got to be careful about this. Emergency room visits for tick bites have reached their highest levels for this time of the year since 2017. Several regions of the United States are now seeing increased tick activity due to warmer temperatures, especially in the Northeast and the Midwest. An estimated 476,000 people receive treatment for Lyme disease every year, making it the most prevalent tick-borne illness in the United States.
Are there other tick-borne illnesses? The only one I know of is Lyme disease.
Yeah, there's the one that the weirdos want everybody to get.
Lemon disease.
No.
Chicken pox.
Seelane, look this up because I'm not gonna get. There's a tick-borne disease that extremists want everybody to get because it makes you allergic to meat.
Yeah.
And the idea is that they want everybody to get infected by this tick because then people will stop eating meat, red meat.
Alpha-gal syndrome.
Yeah, that's it. That's a real thing, right?
It's a tick-induced meat disease, often called the red meat allergy. It is a serious allergic condition triggered by the bite of a certain tick, most notably the Lone Star tick.
Okay. Is that in Texas, as I would imagine?
Maybe. I don't know. Go ahead.
I've heard of stories of this, Celine, with the alpha gal. You said I've heard of the alpha gal tick in particular. You get this alpha gal syndrome or whatever from it, and there's been entire communities, mostly of like migrant workers, and I think this happens a lot in what's the place where rich people are up in the Northeast? Martha's Vineyard.
Catskills. Martha's Vineyard's one of them.
I think it might have been Martha's Vineyard, the story that I saw. And it said so many people had gotten these tick bites and alpha gal in Martha's Vineyard that they were changing menus.
Damn.
At these restaurants because
that's
people,
serious.
Yeah, they weren't eating meat in that area.
When an infected tick bites, it transfers a sugar molecule called alpha gal into the bloodstream. This triggers the immune system to treat the molecule as a threat, resulting in an allergy to mammalian meat and products derived from mammals. People with AGS, the alpha-gal syndrome, can have allergic reactions when they eat or are exposed to beef, pork, lamb, venison, rabbit, milk, cheese, and butter, and even byproducts that use animal proteins like gelatin and certain medications. Because
do you get sick, or do you just don't want to eat red meat anymore?
I think you get sick. Unlike typical food allergies that occur immediately, alpha-gal reactions usually begin 2 to 6 hours after eating or exposure. You get hives, itching, swelling of the face and throat, wheezing, stomach pain, or diarrhea.
Here's a story. This is the one I was talking about from the Vineyard Gazette in Martha's Vineyard, Sealand. Chefs consider ways to make menus alpha-gal friendly. This is the tick-borne illness that, like some extremists say, they want everybody to get it so we'll all stop eating red meat. Alpha-gal syndrome, the tick-borne allergy to mammalian food products, can turn a night out to dinner into a night at the hospital. With rates of condition soaring on Martha's Vineyard, both food service workers and customers are figuring out how to keep restaurant dining safe. On Monday, island tick and health experts met with chefs and restaurateurs at a town hall to discuss best practices for protecting a community susceptible to alpha-gal while preserving an enjoyable restaurant experience. And they said there's some of these communities that so many people have this tick-borne alpha-gal syndrome that they're removing meat from the items that they have on the menu there. Unbelievable.
It sounds
so
miserable
strange.
because, I mean, all the stuff that I listed is so good.
Yeah. I mean, I'm staying away from this. But, yeah, let us know if you've experienced this or if you know anybody that has. Hit us up with the dispatcher and email the tips@thenewsjunkie.com. Quick break. We're back with jury duty. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident.
Hello.
Presented by the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission.
Anybody got alpha gal?
So why would you operate
Tick or tapeworm?
BC wants to remind you that operating a boat
Tapeworm helps me lose weight, right?
as driving the car and carries the same penalties. Be as safe at sea as you are on land.
Tapeworm.
WC.com for more info.
Since 1984, Solar Source has helped Central Florida homeowners beat rising energy costs. Now, during the Solar Source Price Rewind event, they're offering free 2020 pricing, a deal you may never see again. So there's no pressure with them, no gimmicks, just expert guidance. And for a limited time, Solar Source will honor any free 2020 solar electric quote.
That's so weird.
Join over 75,000 homeowners.
And it's like so weird that these. I saw it was a study, like an activist study, where they said something along the lines of like the importance of alpha gal spreading amongst our population. They wanted everybody to get this tick-borne disease, so it stopped the demand for meat, and then that way animals would live or whatever. It's very strange. Hello?
So you better buckle up or you will get caught. Sorry to ruin your day. Collect it or ticket. Funded by the Florida Department of Transportation.
Hey y'all, it's me, Savannah, and Gatorland's 77th birthday is coming in hot. So join us for Gator Palooza. Monsters in the Morning live on Friday, May 29th. Florida Man Challenge
Gold Plus, I'll tell you what that is. TSA Gold Plus, baby. Watson, have you seen the stories about farmers finding boxes of ticks dropped in fields? No, is that actually true? Like, I don't know if anybody's ever purposely tried to infect people. I don't know if I believe that. But I do believe some people are like, oh, wouldn't it be a great side effect if everybody got this and nobody ate meat anymore? What can you tell me about alpha-gal syndrome? Hello? Bro, are you there?
I'm with you. Whatever you need, just lay it on me and we'll figure it out together.
All right.
What's up?
Tell me about alpha-gal syndrome. Can it make you sick? Can it hurt you?
Alpha-gal syndrome is basically an allergy to a sugar molecule called alpha-gal, which is found in most mammals. The strange part is it's often triggered by a tick bite, usually the Lone Star tick. After that, you can develop an allergic reaction to red meat and sometimes other animal products. It can absolutely make you sick. People get hives, stomach issues, even anaphylaxis in severe cases. It's weirdly delayed too. Reactions often happen a few hours after eating. But once you know, you can manage it by avoiding those foods.
Are there any cases of extremists or activists who are trying to get people infected with this so they stop eating meat?
That's not something that's happening. While there are plenty of activists advocating for less meat consumption, intentionally trying to infect people with the tick-borne allergy would cross every ethical line imaginable. There's no credible evidence of anything like that. Alpha-gal syndrome itself is just an unfortunate natural phenomenon linked to certain ticks, not any kind of orchestrated effort.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Good chat. Good chat.
And could help preserve your vision for longer, so you may keep seeing the world around you. Izervay or vasoconstricted pagel is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may cause
Hang on.
of the eye, blurred vision, or a
Stand by.
increase in eye pressure. Do not drive or use machinery until vision has recovered after an eye injection or exam. Ask your retina specialist how you
90 seconds and we're back.
Izervay. To learn more, call 1-855-IZERVAY or go to
Here's what I was talking about. A peer-reviewed paper published last year in the journal Bioethics by two professors at Western Michigan University School of Medicine argues that it is morally obligatory to genetically engineer ticks to spread alpha-gal syndrome, a permanent condition that makes you violently allergic to red meat. The paper is called Beneficial Blood-Sucking. Their argument, if eating meat is morally wrong, then preventing the spread of a disease that forces people to stop eating meat is also morally wrong. Scientists should edit Lone Star ticks to enhance their ability to carry alpha-gal syndrome and expand their range into urban environments and infect more people. Yikes! Yikes! Here we go.
To request. Try it now. Just open the free iHeartRadio app.
Dispatch, this is Mindy. Advanced Air Home Services. Coming to terms with a dying AC unit is tough. If you need to replace your AC, visit AdvancedAirandHeat.com to schedule your free estimate. Advanced Air Home Services. License CAC 1820806. Terms and conditions apply.
Your story has power, and it can turn silence into connection. This Mental Health Awareness Month, NAMI invites you to share your story of hope, resilience, or recovery to inspire others to seek support. Stigma grows in silence, but healing begins in community. Every experience helps break down stigma and remind someone they're not alone. Visit NAMI.org/MHAM to submit your story and find community through your local NAMI. Together, we educate, we support, we advocate, we listen, we lead. NAMI, the National Alliance on Mental Illness.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by crimeline.org. Give a tip anonymously. Filling you in on the shocking details. Just try not to pass out. This is the news.
Share the Show Tuesday. Thanks for hanging out in the world's most viral newsroom. Don't worry about the same 3 songs over and over and over again. We want you to hang out with us here in the world's most viral newsroom. Vicky on YouTube says, that sounded made up. Well, before I get into jury duty, let me wrap up what we were talking about there on the Alpha Gal thing, where I said there was some people who are like activist, extremist types who seem to want to get everybody in the U.S. infected with this tick-borne Alpha Gal disease so that nobody would eat meat anymore. And then we would the animals would all be saved or something. Here's the post in question, and it's got 4.6 million views. A peer-reviewed paper published last year in the journal Bioethics by 2 professors at Western Michigan University School of Medicine argues that it is morally obligatory to genetically engineer ticks to spread alpha-gal syndrome, a permanent condition that makes you violently allergic to red meat. The paper is called Beneficial Blood Sucking. Their argument, if eating meat is morally wrong, then preventing the spread of disease that forces people to stop eating meat is also morally wrong. Scientists should gene edit Lone Star ticks to enhance their ability to carry this alpha-gal syndrome and expand their range into urban environments to infect more people. So they're literally saying in this, and this was in the journal Bioethics, they were literally saying in this that it's morally the right thing to do for scientists to get more people infected by this. Like it's a real thing. Alpha-gal syndrome is not mild. The CDC estimates 450,000 Americans are already affected. That's more than I thought, actually. 450,000 people already have this. And it says 2 academics at a medical school published a paper arguing this is a good thing and that it should be accelerating. The tick range is moving. The alpha-gal range map, before 1966, it was mostly just in the South. And then it moved throughout the east. If you put a line down the middle of the country, including Texas, it would be all of the eastern side of the United States of America.
They just don't have ticks on the other side?
I guess they don't have as many of the ticks, the Lone Star ticks that give people this alpha-gal thing. But promoting tick-borne AGS is morally obligatory in beneficial blood sucking in bioethics. I don't know if I can actually find the beneficial blood sucking. Just so I don't even really want this in my Google history, but here it is. Hang on. The actual report itself, beneficial blood sucking. So you don't think I'm crazy. This is an actual paper. A bite of the Lone Star tick spreads alpha-gal syndrome, or AGS, a condition whose only effect is the creation of a severe but non-fatal red meat allergy. Public health departments warn against Lone Star ticks, and scientists are working to develop an inoculation. We argue that if eating meat is morally impermissible, then efforts to prevent the spread of AGS are also morally impermissible. After explaining the symptoms and how this is transmitted, we argue that it is a bioenhancer if it motivates people to stop eating meat. We then defend what we call the convergence argument. If doing this prevents the world from becoming a significantly worse place, it doesn't violate anybody's rights and promotes virtuous action or character.
Doesn't violate anybody's rights. What about their right to enjoy meat?
Or to not be infected by ticks. That's just... I get it. I mean, I get the argument is like a logical, intellectual argument. I get it, but that's crazy, man.
It's a little insane to think that, no, let's infect everybody with this, because surely there's got to be other side effects or other conditions, symptoms of this alpha-gal syndrome, aside from just, having an allergic reaction to eating certain foods. Shouldn't there should be other stuff as part of it, right?
Or we don't even know. Maybe we don't know enough about what this does to you. It can't be just as simple as it just makes it so you're violently ill when you have meat from animals. Anyhow, there it is. Not crazy. That's true. It's an actual thing. And it's 100% real.
And this is according to the people that published this study or this whatever that are saying that it's morally impermissible to eat meat. There's plenty of people who think it's morally permissible.
Right. Yeah, that's their argument. Right.
And even
Vicky follows up. She said, I just found the exact quote, what he's reading, and it makes zero sense, or they never learned basic grammar. I don't know what you're talking about. I can't tell you anything more than I already did. I gave you the actual abstract of the report itself from the authors, and I showed you the story. If you still don't believe that there's anything to it, then, that's you. But, I mean, I've presented a pretty good case here, I think. All right, here we go. Let's get into it. Let's do jury duty.
Court is now in session, so put your phone down and pay attention before we call the bailiff over to whip your ass. You're now on jury duty with the News Junkie.
Jury duty brought to you by the one, the only Mo DeWitt of the DeWitt Law Firm. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. 800-CALL-MO, 800-CALL-MO, or go to justcallmo.com. After an accident, pick up the phone, get the attorney who's going to fight for you to get you in contact with that big check you deserve. 800-CALL-MO, or go to justcallmo.com. There is a piece of news from Southwest Airlines for some of you, not many of you, but for some of you. And Southwest Airlines is saying they are officially banning robots from their flights. You cannot bring a robot with you. I saw our friend Amy Kaufeld tweeting this out. It's a real story.
What kind of robots have people been bringing on flights?
It says, robot passenger at Love Field prompts Southwest Airlines to ban bots. All right. And then they show somebody who brought a robot. Here it is. I guess this video. They've got their robot dancing at airport security. The lady's trying to get a fist bump, and the robot's saying no. Oh, it does it. It does it. And this guy
pretty
bought
clunky
a seat.
fist bump.
Yeah. Look, there he goes. Now the robot's going to board.
He's flying.
How weird. Where did he get this thing?
He's flying it. Well, I don't know what to do with that. Like,
boy.
The robot's walking on the plane.
Oh, my goodness, no. I'm going to walk him, maybe.
He's trying to get it down the aisle now. He's
Look
trying
at
to walk
this
the
woman. Look at this woman up front looking at the robot like, what in God's name? She looks almost, I can't tell if she's disgusted or fearful.
She's saying, what's going on here? All right, he buys a seat for it, so he bought a seat for his robot.
All right, buddy.
All right, there he goes. So this guy brought his robot on the plane. Now Southwest has followed up by saying you cannot bring any human-like or animal-like robots, regardless of size or purpose. A robot is from the Robot Studio in Dallas, Texas.
I don't see what the big deal is here.
No, he bought a ticket for it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to put this on See It Now so you could see it. It's so crazy. And the lady was so put off by that. She was really offended by this guy's robot coming on the Southwest flight.
I wouldn't be offended by the robot being on the flight. I would be annoyed if the robot is taking forever to walk down the aisle. Like, all right, dude, just pick up your robot, put it in its chair. I don't want the robot making my experience drag on. But I don't mind having the robot there. I don't mind animals on flights like that, as long as they're cool.
I mean, like, if the person's buying a seat, how is it inconveniencing you?
Yeah, it's not. It's not inconveniencing me. Although I think if I were flying standby and I didn't get on the plane and, I was like, I'm trying to get home, I'm on the standby list, and a robot got on the plane, I would be a little annoyed that the robot got a seat and I didn't, especially when that robot could probably go in the overhead compartment.
Yeah. CJ Forge says, robots, I prefer them over children on flights like this. Let us know what you think. Send us a dispatch. We'll get to that. I put it up on See It. Take a look. Go take a look at that. Go check it out on the newsjunkie.com and the See It Now section. All right, quick break. Back with the power. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Years of Weird. The Orlando Fringe Festival. 25th. The info at orlandofringe.org.
There's a couple accidents that might slow you down on John Young Parkway, down between Pleasant Hill Road and Pine Street, on 472 westbound at Kentucky Avenue. The left lane's blocked there. I-4, you won't be running into any surprises. Just typical slowdowns starting to form through the city, through that amusement park area.
Incoming, stand by.
Sponsored by USPS Ground Advantage. We mean business.
Business moves fast.
Love to see this. Love to see it.
USPS Ground Advantage. You can keep up with confidence.
A new name popping up. Inspired by Sun State John. 5 gifted subs from lovely Lolita. Thank you, lovely Lolita, for the 5 gifted subs. Glad to see a new name on board supporting secret shows.
text him during the Home Loans Radio Show. Saturdays 9 a.m. to 10:30 here on Real Radio 104.1. He'll answer questions there, and it's a fun time. I listen a lot on those Saturday mornings to Don and MJ and Fritz. And if you need any help from him,
MFQ says, or Snoop says, where was the Back on a Plane song? I literally do so many plane stories now that it's too much for him to do it for all of them.
And maybe you are a person who's over 62 on a fixed income. Those things
Hit those links and sub. Jump on board.
you got that mortgage guy down, and if you already have a quote, you would be doing yourself a favor to compare it. So go.
Who's this chatter who is like not believing me about this study? I'm not saying this is like a commonly held belief. It's a fringe extremist thing. But I mean, the fact that I'm showing you the story, showing you the tweet, showing you the source material, showing you the actual abstract of the report, and it all confirms what I'm saying. What? How come I'm giving you that and you're still second guessing me? That seems strange. Maybe you just think I'm full of shit. Huh? Studies mean nothing? What are you talking about? My point was that there was a study done by extremists that suggested there were moral benefits in scientists purposely infecting the United States population with these ticks, Lone Star ticks, to make it so they wouldn't eat meat, to bend them to what they think is morally the right thing to do. They wanted to infect the populace with this, okay? So yes, if my point was about a study, and then I show you a study, yes, the study is important to prove that the thing that I'm saying is real. You understand that, right? I didn't take it as she didn't believe you, rather than the paper was so full of grammatical errors that she doesn't hold the authors credible. Well, I mean, the journal Biology, or Bio... What was it? What was the journal it was in? It's a scientific journal that I've heard before. The journal Bioethics. It's in Bioethics. So it's like an intellectual argument more than anything. But it's in a scientific medical journal called Bioethics. That is, I've heard of it in stories before. Ban, 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 ban? We don't have to ban people for just disagreeing. I don't need to ban people. You're allowed to disagree. Highlights Magazine? Oh, that was a classic. Snopes in the mental health department, or in the health department, have seen no real evidence of tick boxes. Yeah, I didn't think that anybody had been proven to actually be trying to do this yet. I didn't say that. That would be crazy, though. Imagine the consequences to the economy if we all stopped eating meat. How much money is that? Let's see. How much money does animal meat add to the U.S. economy, like the purchase and sale of animal meat? How much money is that for the U.S. economy?
The U.S. meat and poultry industry is a massive contributor to the economy. In total...
Keep going. Did you die? Hey, did you die? Re-answer the last question.
Contributes roughly $1 trillion in economic output. That's about 5 to 6% of the entire U.S. GDP. It's a...
Wow, $1 trillion, 5 to 6% of the entire U.S. GDP. That's crazy.
Izervay or Vasen-Captive Pagel is an eye injection. Don't take retinal detachment, or
5 to what percent?
Izervay may cause blood in the white of the eye, blurred vision, or a temporary increase in
5 to 6%.
drive or use machinery until vision has recovered after an eye injection or exam. Ask your retina specialist how you can slow your GA with Izervay. To learn more, call 1-855
That's crazy.
or go to izervay.com. Paid for by
Wife banned my meat? What does that even mean? Does that mean you're not getting laid? How sick do you get eating it? Like, could you power through it? Not from what I hear. Like, it makes you physically sick. From what I've heard, it's like similar to the reaction of food poisoning. Which, if you've ever had it, you know what I'm talking about. People who have had food poisoning know, and it's not like, oh, my stomach felt a little rough. No, that ain't food poisoning. You 100% know when you have food poisoning, and I've heard it's like that experience. Which sounds miserable. Just trying to eat like a hamburger or something. All right, we're coming back.
Event. Your chance to lock in the best solar prices in years. Take control of rising energy costs, boost your home's value, and enjoy clean, reliable power with Florida's most trusted solar team. With over 75,000 installations and an industry-leading 25-year warranty, SolarSource delivers experience you can count on. Get your new quote today at solarsource.com.
Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today and start packing.
Live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. From car accidents to personal injury cases, Mo has you covered. Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM, HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeartRadio station guaranteed human.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, family. 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 Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm. And don't forget to answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
Send him your tips and your deepest, darkest secrets. Email tips at the new.
Man, I don't know about this hat idea we talked about for Friday. I went on Amazon and I was looking and I go, you know how you can try things on Amazon sometimes. I was looking at that and I go, I don't know about this.
Try it on, like you give them your picture and it shows you a picture of you in the hat.
Yeah. We were talking earlier about a potential dumbest bit idea in the world. It's so stupid, but just for the live stream, we were talking about how what's his name from Greece,
John Travolta.
John Travolta rocked a new look when he went to the Cannes Film Festival. And your friends have done this at some point
I
in your life,
Googled what
probably.
directors look like.
He said he Googled what directors look like. So he was wearing this beret off the side of his head and these little like spectacle glasses. And everybody goes, what's going on with John Travolta? And he's like, I Googled what a director should look like and I dressed like a director. And now I'm at Cannes. And I said, just embrace it, baby. What are you doing, man? And we talked about on Friday on the stream, dumbest idea ever. I said if C-Lane, because C-Lane says he wishes he could pull off a conductor hat.
I think I can pull it off. I just it's not about pulling it off. It's about having one that fits me well.
Yeah, but you said you have at least one, if not multiple conductor hats.
I have one, yeah.
And when his wife is not home, C-Lane says he sometimes puts the conductor hats on. And I mean,
you make this sound like it's some weird kink.
I'm not saying it's sexual. I'm just saying this is a strange thing. And so C-Lane wants to pull it off. And I said, if you wear a train conductor hat on Friday for the live stream, I will 100% order a beret. And I'll rock a beret. And then I looked at what I would look like, and I go, oh, no. I don't know about this.
Do you have the picture? I want to see it.
I'm not showing you. No.
Yeah, come on.
No, I just did. It was like a augmented reality thing.
Do you want the power hour to suck, or do you want it to be like a good power hour?
I would. If you want to see it, you maybe see it on Friday if we actually lock this in. But we do have to drag Josh with us if he's going to be joining us on Friday. I think that he has to be in on this too. He's definitely going to have to be in on this. So that's floating around out there right now. Let's do the power hour.
They said it couldn't be done. Then they said,
now let me tell you about Pee Pee Poo Poo Man. 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 Notorious vagrant known as Pee Pee Poo Poo Man. The Pee Pee Poo Poo Man. The Poo Poo Pee Pee Man or the Pee Pee Poo Poo Man. The Pee Pee Poo Poo Man. He's the Pee Pee Poo Poo Man.
He's the Pee Pee Poo Poo Man. It's time for the Power Hour on the News Junkie.
I think that covers every time you said it.
Let the record reflect when they ask when the experts ask what was the decline and fall of Sean Watson's career, just say that. It was Pee Pee Poo Poo Man. Because I walked out of the studio yesterday after that on the show, and when I walked into the kitchen, Courtney goes, Pee Pee Poo Poo Man, huh? All right, what's going on over there? And I said, I don't have an answer for that necessarily. I don't know if I have an answer for that. A couple of emails coming in. Jeremy emails tips@thenewsjunkie.com. He's talking about that clip of the woman yelling at the mailman who walked across her lawn. She said, "Get off my grass." He said, "What?" And they got into it a little bit, and he threw her mail on the lawn. He was angry at her. And they got into a fight. Jeremy said, "I just had this happen to me on my Amazon route. A guy came out yelling about his grass, and I laughed at him, and he lost his mind. I just told him to have a nice day. He replied, 'Go F yourself.'" And Jeremy says, that guy can't get Amazon packages anymore. Oh. Do you have that kind of power over somebody who's a jerk when you're delivering stuff? Like, you can't get Amazon anymore, bud. All right. Well, welcome back to 1998. Have fun, friend. You can't order anything on Amazon. You can't get deliveries.
Like, I think, first of all, it would have to be a confrontation with an actual Amazon employee, which is not hard because most of the Amazon packages are delivered by Amazon employees. Some of them outsourced to the Postal Service or FedEx, UPS maybe. But I think right now you at least have one backup that is similar enough that is trying to come after a chunk of Amazon's customer base, and that is crazy. That is Walmart. The Walmart
big.
Plus is kind of making some strides in taking some of that Amazon money. But I mean, if I were to get into it with an Amazon worker in such a way that my house was banned from receiving Amazon packages, I don't know what my wife would do. She would be severely pissed at me, and I wonder if she wouldn't try to send all her packages to one of our neighbors' houses and just get them from them.
Abe says you could get forced to pick it up from a locker, so you just have to go to like the Amazon.
So you still can order Amazon packages, but they always have to put it in the Amazon locker. That's actually kind of smart on the point of Amazon.
Like the locker of shame, like we won't deliver to your house anymore because you're such a jerk. So you have to go to the locker and put in the little code, and there you go. That's a big punishment. I don't know. I mean, I happened to look at my bank account yesterday or the day before, and when I looked at it, I said, "Well, what's this?" And I realized, "Oh, my Amazon Prime went through." And I didn't realize that Amazon Prime was up to the level that it is. I think it was well over $100. Amazon Prime yearly cost. I'll figure it out. 139. I think the charge that I was hit with that I looked at was $156. And I thought, boy, that's not an insignificant amount of money for your year Prime subscription. I barely even use all the extra stuff they give me. They give you like music. You can listen to Amazon Music as a result of your Prime stuff. They give you Amazon Prime, like all the on-demand videos you can watch. I barely ever use any of that. I don't really use those services, even though I'm paying for them.
Right.
I pay for the fast shipping, and I use a lot of it, and I save a lot of money on Amazon. But $156 per year is no small amount of money.
I use the music a little bit when it like defaults to Amazon Music when I put on my shower jams when I'm getting ready. But no, like as far as Amazon Video, it's like I was talking with Jimmy about this last week when I sat in on his show, and we were like, listen, the Amazon Prime thing, the Prime Video comes with Prime. I'm not gonna, if we're trying to like axe streaming services to save money, well, I can't axe that one because that would mean getting rid of Amazon Prime delivery, and that's what we need. That's the service there. The video streaming is just kind of an add-on.
Yeah, it's like an extra.
And more so than not, my wife and I look at what's offered on Amazon Prime because they have some of the newer movies out that still cost like $20 to rent, and we go, oh, that will be a good thing to download.
Yeah. Every once in a while, we'll do that. And we'll go, oh, we could get this movie for free. Here we go.
Yeah.
Rachel on YouTube says, gosh, I'm so glad our household does not rely on Amazon so much waste. That's true. I mean, look, a lot of people waste a lot of money. That's why Bezos got the big-ass boat. That's why it turned from a website selling books to Amazon, A to Z, selling everything under the sun. That's why it's turned into this behemoth. Because the truth of the matter is, people are inherently lazy. The best, smartest businesses are not built because people have the biggest brains in the world. You just have to realize simple human motivations. All right? The simple human motivation is that people are lazy. So the business idea is deliver everything right to their door so they don't have to go shopping and make a whole bunch of money off of it. The basic human knowledge that you pull from this is humans are lazy. So the business idea is their food, okay? Somebody else is selling them books and stuff. Their food. Let's bring their food directly to them. $1 billion business. Humans are lazy. They don't even want to drive themselves. Uber. All of these are $1 billion business ideas that are based on the idea, in the most simplest of ways, that humans are intrinsically lazy individuals. We are. And we spend a bunch of money on all this stuff. Most of it we don't need. So you're not wrong about that. But if you are spending it, you might as well get the most out of it. I certainly don't. This is an email coming in from P, who says to tips@thenewsjunkie.com. Hey, Sean, wanted to give my 2 cents on what I want to see make a comeback. You were talking about Pizza Hut and their buffets making a comeback. And then somebody wanted Blockbuster Video to come back, which you said didn't make any sense. Arcades, real arcades, not these Dave and Buster's type arcades or the arcades we have now, but the ones that have actual arcade games to play and not games that are RNG or giving tickets to redeem at counters for crappy rewards.
RNG?
I don't know what that means. RNG, it says. Letters RNG. I'm going to miss arcades and just enjoying an hour or so of playing fighting games, Time Crisis, and the like, says P. I don't know that game.
But random number generator arcade games represent a unique hybrid of luck, grinding, and idle gaming. Instead of relying on player skills or reflexes, you simply push a button or pull a lever to trigger a randomized roll that awards rare items, effects, or character cards. I think maybe they say there's like different Roblox things that are RNG.
There are places that still have the video games and arcade games, though, right? Like, don't some bars have them now?
Some. There are some bars that like specialize in arcade games. There was one downtown that I don't think is open anymore. There's one out by the Disney area, the Player One or something like that. There's a couple of them, but I think by and large, like, I don't know. I think they all have that model where it's kind of like instead of like pumping in quarters to it, it's either free or you have like your little card like Dave and Buster's and you unlock certain things. I've never heard of something being called RNG, like a luck or skill game, but it's not. It's more luck than skill. But I know that like they always say the claw games, where it's like, oh, this guy's really good at the claw. Well, like, no, the claw game only awards, it only grabs hard enough every like so many plays, and that's configurable by either the arcade game vendor or the owner of the game or the owner of the venue. And like if you really want to get the best bang for your buck out of those, you got to watch for a while and see how often it rewards, and then just figure out when to get in there and nab the reward.
It's not a skill game, and a lot of people think it is.
It's hybrid, but it's more luck than skill.
A lot of people know that Time Crisis game he just randomly mentioned. I had never heard of that. Do you have a favorite arcade game that you ever played?
Me?
Yeah.
I liked some of the driving ones. For whatever reason, I really liked Crazy Taxi back in the day.
Yeah.
There was two things about Crazy Taxi that made the game super fun. Like it was a little like, oh, it's a cool guy taxi and we're gonna speed everywhere and run over stuff. But the two things that really got me was the soundtrack to Crazy Taxi was all The Offspring.
Okay.
And it was like, it would randomly like start playing out loud to attract people to the game. Like you would be in an arcade or in a bar that had this game, and you'd randomly hear like yeah, and the Offspring's really. And then when you play Crazy Taxi, it was taking you to real places. So it was like, all right, this person is going to pay you $7. And she needs to go to Pizza Hut right now. And then you pull up to a Pizza Hut. Like it used...
They were probably banking off of that stuff.
It used real places and real logos. And for me, that made the game a little more real and a little more fun.
Damn, that was way ahead of its time. Like a band putting an album soundtrack on it before Tony Hawk and all that. And then using product integration with actual companies. That was way ahead of its time.
Uh-huh. And
that's crazy.
And it's like, I think a lot of people have forgotten Crazy Taxi.
Mm-hmm. I don't think I ever played that one. Mine was, and before all you come in with why this is a bad choice, I understand. But my favorite arcade game of all time, I'll still play it to this day if I see it anywhere. And I'll tell you the absolute top character in any video game because it's in this one. The Simpsons arcade game, okay? The Simpsons arcade game where you could be Marge Simpson and her weapon was the vacuum and she'd swing the vacuum around and hit the baddies on the street and stuff.
I kind of remember that.
That was the best, man.
I know that I would think that some people wouldn't consider this an arcade game, but the thing that I spent the most of my dad's money on was Mega Touch. I played the hell out of Mega Touch. Mega Touch was my jam, and it was perfect for my dad. He could sit there at the bar and drink beers. I could pump all of his quarters into Mega Touch and play Trivia Twister or Photo Hunt or any number of those games. And then maybe if I knew he wasn't paying attention, I would I accidentally slipped and hit the adult trivia. Gonna get racy.
I don't think people realize there's still such a market for this kind of stuff. For instance, I looked up the other day, and maybe I can ask TNJ AI about this real quick. I looked up because TouchTunes they basically have a monopoly, don't they, on like bar jukeboxes? It's just like TouchTunes, and that's it.
There are other similar bar jukeboxes, but I think they pale in comparison to TouchTunes because it's the known name brand, and it's super easy when there's an app for it that the same app works at every TouchTunes at just about every bar.
Here's what I did. Hold on. Let me ask TNJ AI here. How much money does TouchTunes, the jukebox company in bars and stuff, how much money does TouchTunes make a year? All right. Oh, hold on. I can't hear it.
Like a publicly traded firm would. But industry estimates suggest they pull in a couple $100 million a year, largely from revenue sharing with bars and restaurants. It's substantial, but not on the billion-dollar scale. If you need exact numbers, we'd have to rely on insider reports or an IPO filing someday.
I think the story I saw said that they made $460 or $400 million a year.
I would be curious, though, are we talking profit, like net profit? Because they bring in a bunch of money, but like TNJ AI said, there's sharing with the bar.
Yep.
And then there's also the licensing for the music that they have to pay out.
Yeah.
And that's a decent sized chunk, I think. So that's another reason I think why it is very attractive for a bar to have a system like TouchTunes rather than your traditional jukebox. because I had a friend that was going through like music school. Sounds a little primitive of a term, but he was going through school for music production, and he was in a class where they were teaching about all the licensing things. And he was telling me that, like, when you pay for a BMI or ASCAP license for performance at a bar, you're supposed to report every song that gets played.
Oh, my God. No one does that, right?
Next to nobody does that unless you have a Touch Tunes that just so happens to keep a record of every song that gets played.
Yeah.
And then you could easily upload that to your licensor, and the right people get the right money for what got played in your bar.
Yeah.
But like the person who was like, at the time this person was chatting with me, they were going through this schooling and learning about all the licensing stuff. And I was literally playing guitar at bars, and they were like, yeah, for you to play at a bar, the bar is supposed to pay BMI or ASCAP fees. And somebody technically never happens. It's supposed to write down everything you play.
Your set list?
Something like that.
Set list. Here it is.
And I've told you before that I've seen like bars that would have local bands in, like they would be more of kind of like a divier live music bar, but it was like they hired local original bands, and they would have little signs taped up on the stage that's like, you cannot play commercial music here. We don't have the license for it. You can only play your own music.
Well, thank you, P, for the email. Appreciate that, taking us back through history with some of these older games. The reason I asked that question was because we were at a bar the other night, and Courtney wanted to skip the line of people on a Touch Tunes, and it was $3.50 for one song to skip the line. And I go, whoa. All right, quick break, back with more next. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real voices, real laughs, real radio. 104.1. Guaranteed human.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Keep an eye out for a crash off to the shoulder getting cleared up on I-4 westbound approaching the beach line. That's causing some delays. You're going to get stuck in some congestion heading through the city on I-4 near that State Road 408 exit. Look out for a crash on 472 westbound at Kentucky Avenue getting cleared up there. See traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm. Ready to upgrade to the perfect sleep setup? Let Mattress Firm's sleep experts guide you to the perfect bed at the Memorial Day sale. Top brands, ideal comfort, score unbeatable deals on both. Mattress Firm. They make sleep easy.
Hi, this is Mike Lester with Talon Wealth and the Guarding Your Nest Egg radio show, and I have another investment idea for those seeking great returns with limited risk. Recently, we did a structured note for our clients, paying them 18.75% per year for 4 years, and it was great for clients seeking income or growth and principal protection. The note was based on the S&P, gold, and silver, and our clients won't lose principal as long as none of the ETFs are down more than 40% 4 years from when we place the trade, and the bank guaranteeing them doesn't default. This isn't an offer because we already traded this note, and structured notes aren't for everyone.
Stand by. Yeah. Hold on.
916-888-4000 if you'd like to learn more.
Advisory services offered through Talent Private Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. The opinions voiced and information provided in this material are for general informational purposes only and are not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual.
Subject to credit approval and down payment.
The time is now. It's time to get a car. It's a great time to do it. It's zero down to get one. Your credit don't matter. Your past don't matter. Your score don't matter. The time is...
All right, here we go. Stand by. Hold on to your butt. They said it couldn't be done. They said it shouldn't be done. She did it anyways. 5 gifted subs. Bootsy Moonshine gifting 5 gifted subs. Thank you so much. God bless you. God bless us all. Go claim those over on thenewsjunkie.com. I'll mention that on air when we return. Thanks to Bootsy Moonshine with the 5 gifted subs. Shouts out. Brisby says mute. What do you mean mute? Mute you. Mute you, don't mute me. Who are you muting? Thank you to Bootsy Moonshine. This was done in her honor, obviously, for the person who is now currently running the Bootsy Moonshine account. Her very wealthy son. God bless. Thank you so much. Thank you. Ain't nobody better. Ain't nobody better. Keep the wave cresting. Keep the momentum going. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit that gift icon. Ryan says, I said mute you, sir. You listen, Jackson. Okay? You listen, Jackson, buddy. I didn't want to have to do this. Mr. Predicto, is Ryan _ Annie going to die this year?
It cannot be determined at this time.
What about this time? Mr. Predicto, can Ryan _ Annie be... Well, will Ryan _ Annie die this year?
The signs say no.
Okay. Well, you dodged a bullet. You dodged a bullet. All right, Ryan? You dodged a bullet. Predicto saved your ass.
If you have geographic atrophy, or GA, subtle changes in vision could mean it's progressing toward irreversible vision loss. Izervay is proven to slow
John says the tips at thenewsjunkie.com pinball. So I won something. I went to see King Kong with Moses DeWitt. Across from the Mall of Orlando was an arcade where you played by the hour. I got Surfer Pinball from the 70s, he says. It was my favorite.
blurred vision, or a temporary increase in eye pressure. Do not drive or use machinery until vision has recovered after an eye injection or
Got an anonymous tick email coming in.
Slow your GA with Izervay. To learn more, call
A lot of tick suckers out there, the audience. A lot of them.
paid for by Stellis Pharma.
All right, here we go. We're coming back.
I'm Michelle McPhee, and in my new podcast, Kingdom of Frog, I'm unraveling the strangest criminal alliance I've ever reported on. A polygamist from Utah and an LA Armenian businessman.
$1 billion fraud.
But how long can this alliance last?
Is somebody coming after me?
Search Kingdom of Fraud on iHeartRadio, America's #1 podcast network, and the Webby Podcast Company of the Year.
Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today and start packing.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, family. 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 Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm. And don't forget to answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
Radio.
Where common sense meets complete nonsense. This is the News Junkie.
We're blessed to have you with us. I tell you that, and I mean it. It's a pleasure to do this show every day and to try to bring back some form of real broadcasting and talk entertainment. We love you. We appreciate you. We love that you are enjoying what's happening around here. And you can learn more over on thenewsjunkie.com. Big shout outs. There was a Secret Shows gift in memoriam for our fallen friend, Bootsy Moonshine. Somebody under the Bootsy Moonshine account as a tribute to Bootsy Moonshine.
What are you talking about?
Well, she died not too long ago.
No, she
and
didn't.
Somebody has taken over her accounts, apparently, and is now gifting 5 Secret Shows subscriptions.
I don't know if I
Thank
should clap
you
for this. This is
so much. That's amazing. And let me see, are these still available? I just want to double check before I drive people to the website. You can become a Secret Show subscriber, and I'd encourage you to. This week's show is going to be absolutely fun. I'm going to have a live heart monitor attached to me, and we're going to go through your worst emails and messages live on the show and put me through the ringer to see if we can hop the numbers up a little bit. It should be fun. You can stream live on Thursdays at 8 p.m. They are released for you to watch on your TV, on your phone, or anywhere you are if you're a Secret Show subscriber on thenewsjunkie.com on Fridays at 5 p.m. So there's between Lovely Lolita, who gifted 5, and Bootsy, who gifted 5, there's 8 of those available. 7 of those available over on the website. Claim them right now. This is why you should start an account. You can send dispatches and all that stuff. And then you can either subscribe, which I encourage you to do to support the show. Plus, you're going to love Secret Shows. It's awesome. And there's such a huge catalog. Or gift for other people. So, yeah, there's 463 regular shows. Then there's bonus shows. They're all an hour and a half, maybe even longer. And you're going to absolutely love them. Not political, all funny-based comedy, evergreen shows. So enjoy, including the Pallet Man saga.
Funny based. It's based on funny stuff. It's not
funny
that funny. It's just based on funny stuff.
That's what you say. When you go up on stage, you're like, we're funny base. I'm a funny base comedian. And TSA Gold Plus is being launched. TSA Gold Plus. This is for the high-end folks who want to fly. And let's see what this means. This is from
stream
USA
your favorite
Today.
shows at the airport. No commercials.
It's not that, no. What TSA Gold Plus means for airport security and your next trip. After a fraught year of government shutdowns leading to long security lines, the TSA is launching a new private partnership program called TSA Gold, Public-Private Partnership Program. Man, that's a lot of P's. Called TSA Gold Plus. As first reported by Gate Access, TSA shared an internal memo with employees on May 14th announcing the new program as an innovative extension of the Screening Partnership Program. That currently contracts with private companies to operate the security screening of air passengers at 20 airports under TSA guidelines. As the next evolution of the Screening Partnership Program, TSA Gold Plus is a transformative upgrade to offer airports the opportunity to opt in to a public-private screening model tailored to their unique needs. Okay, what do I get if I subscribe? What is TSA
it cost?
Gold? What does it cost? Airports can opt in. Well, the airport is not from people. Passengers shouldn't see any major changes immediately, but the program's goal is to streamline airport security screenings while also reducing the federal agency's budget. Airports that implement the public-private screenings will also be able to continue during government shutdown since they don't depend solely on federal budget cycles. Oh, so this is an opportunity to, keep TSA flowing even when you have the... How about this, you losers in Washington? How about we stop doing the never-ending cycle of government shutdowns and you start making it so you have to approve 4-year budgets for terms, okay? Every single term, you need to approve a budget. You need to stay on the budget. You need to not waste our taxpayer dollars, you losers, and stay on track and stay on target. And then you won't have to worry about this. This is like an end around, man. I don't know if I like that. And it doesn't seem to do much for us. It's just like it's for airports so they can have private screening when the government is out of business, as it were. Okay, a couple other things here. Some emails coming in that I want to read. Please keep me anonymous, and I shall. Anonymous says, good afternoon. Yesterday I was texting with a friend in New Hampshire, and my friend updated me that she was bit in the neck by a tick and is being treated for her tick bite with doxycycline. It's a nightmare, she says. The people that get the meat allergy can eat genetically modified pigs that are used for organ transplants, but that's the only meat that won't make them sick, says Anonymous. Wow, that's weird. So if you have this weird alpha-gal syndrome that comes on from these ticks, you could still eat genetically modified pigs, and that's the only kind of meat that won't make you sick. I had not heard that before. This is all very strange, but interesting. So thank you for that. Couple of people with dispatches. Let's see what we got here. Here is Swilly talking about Game of Magnets. All right.
Hey, everybody. Happy today. So the way I play Game of Magnets is every magnet that I've ever gotten gets at least 24 hours on the back of my truck. That means event exclusive magnets, that means secret shows magnets, that means first on the street magnets. They have all seen at least 24 hours of play.
I like
now,
that.
If it's a harder to find design, normally I'll switch it out with something that I might have duplicates of. But unless I have been freshly burgled, there will always be a magnet of some caliber on the back of my truck. Sometimes multiples.
All right.
I love you. Goodbye.
Thank you for that. Here's Paperman with a dispatch about Pee Pee Poo Poo Man.
Just for the record, Pee Pee Poo Poo Man is not funny.
Let me tell you something, buddy. You are in the minority on that one. All right, that was a real story. First of all, second of all, the song and clip did well. All right, people seem to enjoy it. Okay, he's not in it.
There goes the Pee Pee Poo Poo Man. He's going as fast as he can. He gets a bucket in his hand. He's the Pee Pee Poo Poo Man.
You know what, Paperman, I'm with you. All right, it's childish. It's amateur. What are we doing?
When I cut that together, the thing from earlier,
yeah,
I hated it.
Yeah,
I was like, "This, what am I doing? What is going on? This is so stupid."
It's funny because it's embarrassing as broadcasters.
Yeah, and then when we played it, I was like, the thing, it happened.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. That's what we're going to do right now. All right, I'm sorry, but we're going to do it. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to do the final dispatches, the stories that didn't make the cut, and today I learned to wrap everything up for a Share the Show Tuesday. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is the Jim Colbert Show.
Light the candle, flip the pancake. Attaboy, go get him.
Wow.
Look, we never said we set the bar high.
The Jim Colbert Show, weekdays at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Odoo.com Weather Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
We're watching a few showers and thunderstorms for the remainder of our Tuesday. Hi there, I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist TJ Springer. With that strong east to west flow across the peninsula, most of these will be focused west of the Orlando metro, but we'll still see a couple isolated around Orlando through the remainder of the day. A couple could produce some heavy rain and some gusty wind. Through the overnight, these will fade away for the most part, but we could still see a spotty shower storm. Temperatures fall back into the low to mid 70s. It'll be muggy. We do it all over again for our hump day, expecting highs to top out around 90. Feels like temps in the mid to upper 90s with a few showers and thunderstorms, especially during the afternoon. From the Fox 35 Storm Center, I'm meteorologist TJ Springer.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm. Ready to upgrade to the perfect sleep setup? Let Mattress Firm's sleep experts guide you to the perfect bed at the Memorial Day sale. Top brands, ideal comfort, score unbeatable deals on both. Mattress Firm. They make sleep easy.
Let me keep this simple. Air conditioner problems, Mills Air. You got a problem with your AC? You call Mills Air. Are there other places that can help you? Sure. But you're going to end up in a long line. It's going to be incredibly long until one of their techs gets out to your house. You're going to be disappointed, and they're going to take advantage of you in so many of these cases. You got a problem with your AC? You want a family-owned and operated company? You call Mills Air. You want a locally owned and operated company right here in Central Florida serving you? You call Mills Air. You want people who are going to be real with you, where they're going to have the best techs out there, and they're going to be respectable and respectful? Mills Air. Give them a call, 407-277-1159. Air conditioning problem, call Mills Air at 407-277-1159 or find them online at millsair.com.
Hey, y'all, it's me, Savannah, and Gatorland's 77th birthday.
All right. Great job, everybody. Great job, everybody. It's time to rate the show. 10 out of 10 into the Hall of Fame. No notes needed. Hall of Fame material, 10 out of 10. 1 out of 10, it was just not, it was bad. Rate the show. 10 out of 10 is the best. 1 out of 10 is the worst. It's time for you to weigh in before I go get Today I Learned. 8 respectable respectables. 8 respectful respectables out of 10. 10 out of 10. 7.3 on-air death announcements out of 10. 10 out of 10 ticks. 7. 10 out of 10 from Mark. Thank you, Mark. Bless your soul. 9 out of 10 tick bites. 10 out of 10 pee-pee poo-poo songs. Sure. That's where we're at. Say that 5 times faster? Yeah, that was a little hard. 7.5 from Cosidius. Cheers. 8.7 air potatoes out of 10. 10 Bob watches out of 10. 10 out of 10 deep manholes. 10 out of 10 cleansing Frankie McDonald laughing sessions. Now, I gotta go grab Today I Learned. Don't forget, 24/7, 365, go chat with other amazing human beings. Laugh, make friends, share stuff, have fun. TNJ chat. Join today. You can now log in with your News Junkie account. Just click the button over at chat.thenewsjunkie.com. Black Mark says 8 out of 10. 2-time Bob watches. 10 out of 10 fine looking peas. Sealand's playing some jams on the guitar here. You see him on the grid? He's rocking and rolling. Love you. Thanks for not offing me. You got it, buddy. We'll see you tomorrow, hopefully. We'll see you all tomorrow. In the meantime, I'll see you on TNJ chat at chat.thenewsjunkie.com. We've got much more in store on a busy show tomorrow. Things are going to get weird on Friday. That's going to be embarrassing. Not looking forward to the memes. And that's that, pussycat. We'll see you tomorrow. Stay gold.
To your identity, which is way more than anyone can do on their own. If they find anything suspicious, like new loans or changes in your financial accounts, they'll alert you right away, all through text, phone, email, or the LifeLock app. Get the alerts that can make all the difference. Save up to 30% off your first year with the promo code BECK. LifeLock.com, 800-LifeLock, 1-800-LifeLock, or LifeLock.com. Use the promo code BECK at LifeLock.com.
iHeartRadio Broadway plays Broadway's biggest hits 24/7. From the Tony Award winners of the past to the new shows hoping to win their own on June 6th. Get your musical fix now with iHeartRadio Broadway on the free iHeartRadio app.
For more information about contests on this station, go to realradio.fm/rules.
At Valvoline Instant Oil Change, we perform an 18-point maintenance check with every oil change to help make sure you're good to go.
And?
You're good to go. We'd let you know if we found something in our check. Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Thorough and honest, come with no charge.
Forever hovering over life's great dump button. You're listening to the new.
That didn't make the cut. And today, we're going to wrap everything up for a Tuesday. Thanks for being with us. It's been a fun show, and we'll be back tomorrow to do it all over again. Don't forget, Secret Show's coming up on Thursday, and we've got the Heart Monitor episode, which should be weird and interesting and full of fun, fully uncensored. For those of you who are subscribers, if you're not subscribed, go do that now at thenewsjunkie.com. God bless you for doing it. Some emails real quick on the way out. We have just a little bit of time. John says, if people with that tick disease can only eat genetically modified pigs meant for human organs, would it not follow that people with that tick disease could always also eat humans? I don't know. I don't know if the logic follows there, sir, but thank you for the thought anyhow. And
somebody texted that in too. I wonder if it's the same guy or if it's somebody else.
At least 131 dead in that Ebola outbreak in the Democratic Republic of Congo. We're keeping an eye on the Ebola stuff. It looks like Ebola has replaced the Hantavirus in headlines. That one's kind of fading away already as expected. American doctor tests positive for Ebola in the Democratic Republic of Congo. So there you go. That's about where things are. Trump says he's concerned about it as deaths rise. They call it the bleeding eye disease, that Ebola. It's got a great song, doesn't it? Let's get the hell out of here. Let's do Today I Learned.
The following information may make you feel smarter, but will not actually increase your IQ. So don't get cocky. Now it's time for what we call Today I Learned.
It is Today I Learned for a Tuesday, May 19th, 2026. Today I Learned this show right here. Oh, you gotta move your nose. You gotta twinkle your nose a little bit.
I Dream of Jeannie?
Bewitched.
Bewitched
is correct. That's the other one. I mix those two up all the time. I Dream of Jeannie and Bewitched. But actor David White, who played Darren's boss, Larry Tate, on Bewitched, raised his son Jonathan after his wife died in childbirth. Jonathan later died in the bombing of Pan Am Flight 103 over Lockerbie, Scotland. The guy had a pretty tragic life, man. His wife died during childbirth, and then his son died in a terrorist attack. What a terrible way to start and end things. But, hey, you were part of a pretty funny show back in the day. That was a hugely influential program.
So you got that going for you, which is nice.
Yeah, yes. You do have that. And finally, Today I Learned this band right here.
The world is a vampire.
Smashing Pumpkins.
That's right. They're back. Zero's dead. The Zero song stays.
Sure.
But this song is still around too. Well, Today I Learned during the recording of the 1993 album Siamese Dream, the Smashing Pumpkins drummer Jimmy Chamberlain would go on extended heroin benders. Sometimes they would lose him for 2 to 3 days and just put somebody else in there to play the drums and not even mention what was happening. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We do appreciate it. We're back tomorrow, same time, same place. Missed any of the show? Get the podcast over at the news.